It's Rivalry Week across the Heartland Conference, and for the seventh and final time this season, IndianaSRN will deliver you the Heartland Game of the Week. In our second trip down south to Hanover College, the Panthers will try to retain the Victory Bell for the fourth straight year in the 91st edition of the Victory Bell game, taking on the visiting Franklin Grizzlies. Today's game is being brought to you by the Morales Group, building better futures, one story at a time. Burtner Electric, your licensed and experienced electrician serving Central Indiana. Piper Logistics, 3 services, 1 solution. And by Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown farm equipment dealer. Alongside Sean Kroll, I'm Jarrett Lewis here on IndianaSRN, as it is also Senior Day here on the campus of Hanover College. The Panthers with plenty of seniors on their football roster, and what an impressive senior group it is for Coach Theobald of Hanover. And plenty of guys to mention, including your quarterback Mike Weiner, your running back Sean Cohen, 2 guys that have had tremendous careers here at Hanover College, 3 conference championships for this senior group. So kind of as a last day, a last game of the season for Hanover, you have Senior Day, a little bit of a bittersweet moment for the Hanover community.
Yeah, it is, but no better way to go out than taking home a victory over your main rival and keeping the Victory Bell here in Hanover for another year. Lots of people on the field right now, as seniors should be honored from all over the United States. It's a fantastic time to come see these young men be honored with their families on the field.
So it is the last week of Heartland Conference play across all of the HCAC, and the Panthers taking on their rival in the Franklin Grizzlies, a series that they have owned, but just slightly. Only a couple of games separate the all-time series. We'll break down those numbers when we get close to kickoff. But the Panthers and this senior group have had an impressive career in hoping to retain the Victory Bell for the 4th consecutive year. We got our chance to come here over the summer. We were here a couple hours before kickoff, and we got a chance to get a close look at the Victory Bell. If you saw our little Twitter hit before the game, you got up and kind of close and personal with the Victory Bell too. You're kind of talking it through this upcoming game.
He's a good dude. He really is. You know, the Bell's a nice cat, and you know the seniors come in 4-2 in the conference. Franklin comes in at 3-3, 3rd and 4th in the conference. They don't have a shot at the conference title, but they'd love nothing more than to finish their year out by carrying that Victory Bell on the field and saying it's ours for a year.
Yeah, so Hanover has had the Victory Bell for 3 straight years, trying to hold on to it for the 4th straight time. But the Grizzlies, this could very well be a game where they play their best football they have all season. And they are very much, have always been a program that has been towards the top of the Heartland Conference, just like Hanover has. But we can expect that Coach Hensel will have his guys fired up. They're trying to get that bell back. And we talked to him before the game, and he seemed a little calm, a little cool and collected. And I think he was confident in his guys that they could come out and play their best football this year.
When it comes to rivalry games like this, you can throw records out the window. It doesn't matter. They're going to play each other tooth and nail all the way. You've got a top-ranked rushing offense in Hanover going against a top-ranked rushing defense in Franklin. And it's not just the kitchen sink, it's the whole kitchen today, because you're going to leave everything out on the field as you do every week. But against your rival, you want nothing more than for them to have to wallow in misery for 364 days.
It is a more offensive-powered team in Hanover compared to Franklin. The Panthers average a little over 30 points a game compared to Franklin, who's just coming away with 20 points a game. It's much more balanced in that regard, Franklin giving up 20 to their opponents. So a team that doesn't necessarily struggle to score the football, but Hanover does present to you a much higher-powered offense led by those seniors that we talked about, and they're out on the field right now, including your quarterback Weiner and your running back Cohen.
Yeah, Matt Weimer's had a great year this year, so has Cohen. And, you know, I think we may see a lot from Matt Weimer today because statistically Franklin is last in the conference in pass defense, and so they may try and take some shots. They do have a little bit of a change now, as Eric Raudebush is one of the starting wide receivers for Hanover. Jared Frank, Hunter Eads, Jalen Peck, and Raudebush. They've got Cohen, who does great for them. Ballinger does a great job also as a change of pace from Cohen. They've got a very, very good offense. But again, on the other side with Franklin, you've got Jira Ohada, who's leading the D3 in sacks, and you've got to watch out for him as well.
Those are the numbers for Sean Cohen, the senior running back, who is definitely going to be a focal point for this offense for the Panthers, and they do keep it well balanced. 234 passing yards through the game with Weimer hooking up with receivers, like you said, and Eric Raudebush. the Heartland Conference.
Yeah, 224 yards. They're very balanced between Weimer and Cohen, like we just saw. The very balanced offense, and those are really hard to defend against when you're not really sure that they're going to lean heavily one way or the other. The game plan, according to Hanover, depends on the defense they're playing, but they can hit you from all sides. And again, when you've got someone like Ballinger who can come in off the bench as well as a change of pace from Cohen, they're just very, very balanced and have a lot of depth on the offensive end of the football.
6 different guys have 13 catchers or more for the Panthers, so Weimer does have his options on the outside. Jared Frank leading the team with 35 catches and 5 touchdowns this season. Now on the other side for the visiting team, the Franklin Grizzlies, much more pass-heavy offense. Last week we saw them in their matchup against Rose-Hulman at Franklin College, and they ended up losing that game 38-14. But we saw the freshman for the first time, Kai Ross, come in at quarterback. Dane Andrews has been out for a couple of games, but Ross are in their first year on the team, but he had a decent game last week and is in a big spot now in back-to-back weeks, taking on 2 of the toughest teams in the conference, and now there's a little bit more riding on this game with the victory bell in mind.
We were talking to Coach Hensel on the field before the game, and he's seen growth in Kai Ross in each of the games that he's been in, starting with substituting in the game for Andrews a few weeks ago, and now getting a 3rd start under his belt. He's really been improving, and he's got his guy on his side that he knows from high school, Tri-West High School, and that's the running back Garrett Cora, who's a huge part of this offense as well.
Garrett Cora, you'll get to look at his numbers here. Last week, Rose-Hulman kept him in check on the ground game, but averaging just around 90 yards per game and 11 touchdowns on the season. Those two, again, like you said, high school teammates. Ross finished the game with around 240 passing yards in that loss at Fott Stadium. So the Grizzlies 5-4 on the year. For Hanover, they are also 5-4, but 4-2 in conference play. Again, none of these teams in consideration for a conference championship. That's in a separate game that's going to be kicking off at the same exact time with Rose-Hulman and Mount St. Joseph. So we'll make sure we'll keep our eyes on that one. Rose-Hulman right now undefeated in conference play. But if Mount St. Joseph were to knock off the Fighting Engineers on the road, they would be conference champions. So for the second time this year, we return to C. Wayne Perry Field on the campus of Hanover College. The Panthers, under the direction of Matt Theobald in his 6th year coaching Hanover, is trying to extend this series lead that Hanover has all time against Franklin. As you see the Grizzlies wearing their all-white uniforms this afternoon take the field, and their fans have traveled well. That side of the field is packed about half full in those bleachers, so the Franklin community traveling down south well here to Hanover College, they understand too that they can play a crucial part in this game. They have a big role trying to cheer on and help their team get this victory.
It's not that far of a trip for people to come down from Franklin to see them play in Hanover, and we've got the all-white uniforms of Franklin against, we're dubbing them the Red Dawn uniforms for Hanover. The all-red the first time or second time they've worn them this year. You know, being a uniform guy, that's kind of a big deal for me, but love the contrast and dark helmets and white helmets, and these guys are fired up and ready to go, and I'm telling you, it is going to get intense very, very quickly this afternoon.
This game could very well, I mean, a team that sets the tone early at the kickoff, I mean, who knows? You ride that momentum from the very start of this kickoff. We could find out very soon who's all in and who's ready to go in this ball game.
You know, it's an old cliche, but you want to be the one to punch the opponent in the mouth first to see how they react. And both these squads are desperate to do that. And I'll be completely honest with you, if Franklin wins the toss, wouldn't surprise me if they got the football.
There's the Grizzlies sideline wearing their all-whites. Near side, Hanover in the all-red. We're on the campus of Hanover College. The captains getting set soon to meet at midfield with the referee. The all-time series is 45-42-3 with Hanover with that 3-game lead in the all-time series. It's the 91st edition of the Victory Bell game, and what a way to cap off the season here for us at IndianaSRN doing the Heartland Game of the Week, the 7th time this year, our 2nd time we've been to Hanover, and in back-to-back weeks we get to see the Grizzlies And this is also the second time we get to see the football program of Hanover College. It's the 91st edition of the Victory Bell game here on Indiana SRN, the Heartland Game of the Week on HCAC.TV.
Everyone, please stand. Gentlemen, remove your hats. So now America with the flag.
What's the number one misconception you think about Freemasonry?
Well, I think most people just think of Freemasonry as some kind of secret society, and you go with some of the rumors out there and so on, and they really don't understand who we are. They don't understand that we are a fraternity of brothers first, and our obligation is to take care of each other and our widows and orphans, etc. within our group. They don't understand what the fraternity part of Freemasonry really is, and that's the misconception that's out there. I think first and foremost of anyone that wants to join Freemasonry, I'd like them to know that it's really not a secret society. You may say it's a society with a secret because we have some handshakes and some passwords that you could easily find down in a library if you get the right book. Freemasonry is more, it's a brotherhood, it's a fraternity, it's a way of sharing common thoughts and everything with people of all different vocations that really understand of getting together on the level. Whether you're a judge or a police officer or a janitor, you're all on the same level when you're in a Masonic lodge room. And I think that's one of the greatest things, that you can sit with people of all vocations, but you have that certain thing in common, that you're all brothers.
Welcome back to Hanover College. It's the Heartland Game of the Week on IndianaSRN at HCAC.TV. Alongside Sean Kroll, I'm Jarrett Lewis. For the 91st time, these two teams will meet. The all-time series has a Hanover lead of 45-42-3. Last time that these two teams met was last season. The Panthers with a convincing road victory, 56-21, with Sean Cohen having the game of his year, 3 rushing touchdowns and 107 yards rushing. And so again, as a senior, Cohen trying to go back-to-back and hold on to that victory bell for his squad, along with some of his other seniors on senior day.
Yeah, it's rivalry week here in the HCAC, and Franklin does not want to let their seniors get out of school without having taken the victory bell home. So they're chomping at the bit. The seniors of Hanover want to go 4 for 4, and it's quite a rivalry game. We got some other ones too today. Just look around the conference. Bluffton at Defiance is going to be a barn burner. Anderson and Manchester, and for the conference championship, Manchester at Mount St. Joseph at Rose-Hulman. But we are so glad to be right here at Hanover College.
Yeah, there was talks about we may end up seeing that conference championship between Rose and the Mount. But what a way to cap off the season still, as this Victory Bell game continues each and every year. The Panthers winning the last 3 meetings. And you get a couple of handshakes at midfield, and now the captains will return to each sideline. And we also will go down to the sideline and meet the third member of our broadcast team, that being the coach, Keith Myers.
That will probably be the last time you see handshakes for about the next 3 hours and 20 minutes. Weather conditions today, fellas, it's cold. Chance of snow later on today. It is 40 degrees. I checked the temperature. Mine says 37. All I know is I have hand warmers, leg warmers, and my feet are freezing. Enjoy the booth, everybody. I'll be down to have halftime and a lot of fun. Looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to see who rings that bell first. Back up to you guys.
Thanks so much, Keith. And, yeah, it looks pretty cold down there, at the least to say. But luckily for us, we get to be up here in the booth and calling this one, as it's going to be Hanover to kick off first. They're going to go from right to left, so we'll see the Grizzlies offense for the first time this afternoon.
Yeah, Kai Ross, the freshman, as well as Garrett Coe are both freshmen. This is their first taste of the Victory Bell game. Is that going to affect them when they come out for their first offensive series? And luckily, they have some seniors and juniors and upper-class offensive line that's ready to roll. A couple of guys to watch on defense for Hanover as they come out. Kyle Traber and Caleb Brewster, linebackers, lead the team in tackles. Kiefer Askew, the cornerback, senior, he's got 4 interceptions and 14 pass breakups for the Panthers. So those are guys to watch on the defensive end as we get ready for kickoff.
And kicking off for Hanover will be Jaden Vanisdahl, a sophomore. He lines things up on the left hash. And we're underway from Hanover in the Victory Bell game. Picked up at the 16. And going down the far sideline for Franklin, just a short return for the Grizzlies being Derek Thompson.
Yeah, kind of died there. Great kickoff by Hanover. He thought it may go out of bounds, and it just kind of checked up like a nice chip on a green and died right there, and he had to pick it up.
Here's the starting offense for Franklin. Again, the freshman Kai Ross starting at quarterback. His high school teammate Garrett Cora leading the team in rushing, but also watch out for the receivers, including Jarrett Gibson and Dylan McKinney.
McKinney and Gibson had great games last week.
They'll start things off with a run. Here's Cora. He'll bounce things out towards the left side, and a good pickup on first down, about 6 yards for number 9 of the Grizzlies.
Both these teams, in terms of running, that is really the way to cut at the heart of a defense, is to just run it down their throats. You kind of suck their will to live, so to speak, away from them if you can pound it all day long and eat up that clock.
Cora averages 69 yards a game. And now they'll pass it to him. Out of the backfield. Pushed out of bounds. Looks like he's going to have it well enough for the first down as he gets to the 39-yard line.
Great job getting around the corner there, blocking by Jarrett Gibson on that play. The linebackers tried to make a shot to get to him, but great move by Cora to move the sticks.
Here's that defense for the Panthers. This defense of Hanover only giving up 17.5 points a game to opponents. Pressure applied to Ross, and a dangerous pass over the middle of the field. Looks like he was trying to go for Gibson, and it's going to fall incomplete.
Brody Luker was there, as well as Justice Thurman. Boy, they're bringing their safeties up in the box. They're only playing them about 7-8 yards off the ball here, really kind of daring Franklin to throw the football.
Second down and 10 from the 39-yard line. Ross going to the short side of the field with Cora, and nothing much doing as it's just 1 yard picked up for Cora. Tackle made on the play by Hanover's Jamie Deckard.
Both their outside defensive ends aren't huge, but they're fast. Devontae Hardiman and Jamie Deckard. Deckard will be all over the place.
And this stadium is rocking here on the first third down.
Again, the safety's playing really shallow.
Ross, 3-step drop, steps up in the pocket. Again over the middle of the field. The Grizzlies sideline wants a flag. The intended target was McKinney, but it's an incomplete pass, and the punting unit out for Franklin.
Both those passes by Kai Ross to the middle of the field in that area were behind their receiver. They've really got to get that timing down, as it looks like they've had opportunities to make plays, just haven't followed through.
The junior punter is back for Franklin, that being Dylan Boswell. He stands at the 26. Back deep to return for the Panthers is Hunter Eads. Eads going backwards. Has 3 Grizzlies to try and get around, and no return from Eads as he's tackled down at the 15-yard line.
They had the punt block on, got some guys through there and got close, but nobody back to help Eads out on that return as the Hanover offense comes on the field.
And Eads will stay out there with the rest of the starting unit. Matt Weimer, the starting quarterback, the senior, has had a tremendous year for Hanover, averaging 224 passing yards per game, 13 touchdowns on the year. We'll start off with 2 backs in the backfield. The one in motion is Cohen. They swing it out to him. The defender falls down for the Grizzlies, and Cohen is able to pick up 3 yards, and a late flag comes in. And this one appears it's going to go against Franklin.
And it started early. Nice block there by the wide receiver for Hanover on that play to at least get Cohen some yardage. But we'll see what the officials, as they're discussing the penalty right here, but Hanover sideline assumed it was against Franklin.
Like you said, the chippiness has started off here hot and early.
Unsportsmanlike, number 39, Franklin.
That penalty is against number 39 of Franklin. That's Mitchell. First penalty of the ball game, and it's not what you want to have to start off this first half, this first quarter, if you're the Grizzlies.
Yeah, and Coach Hensel's not putting up with it as Mitchell got pulled off into the sidelines, and Michael Heading is in for him in the defensive backfield. Mitchell is a freshman, so that does make a difference.
Weimer to pass again. Thought about it, now tucks it. Running towards the Franklin sideline, lobbing it over, and he's going to overshoot his man, going for Roudabush.
Boy, Roudabush didn't read it quick enough, and he didn't get enough of a jump on that broken play. He was behind the defender. If he would have taken off and a little bit less touch on that throw, that could have been 6.
Here's the starting defense on the side of the Grizzlies. And a couple of guys that we'll be sure to talk about, Cody Wilkerson and Aaron Black leading this defense. Second down and 10 after the incompletion. 2 receivers both sides for Weimer. Quick hitter, out route, going back to Roudabush, who did not get 1 foot in. It's like he tried to drag down that right foot, and Coach Theobald pleading his case that Roudabush got it in.
Kind of a Jekyll and Hyde defense for Franklin. First in the conference in rushing, giving up 107 yards per game. Last in the league in passing, giving up 237 yards a game.
And it's been all passing so far for Hanover. 3 pass attempts.
Let's go down to Keith real quick for an update.
Here's Cohen out of the backfield, breaking a tackle, and he's across midfield. It's a pickup of 20 yards on 3rd down and 10.
What a smart play by Weimer to be able to keep the play alive, and then Cohen, who was in the block, saw what was going on. Once Weimer got away and rolled out to his right, he released, found him open, and got a 1st down. Big play.
I told you guys I'm cold. Both coaches told players, maintain, do not do anything that will regret us getting 15 yards, and it happened early already.
For the first time, they run the football, do the Panthers, and picking up 3 yards is Walt Bollinger. And it was kind of hard to hear Coach the first time. This crowd of Hanover is just tremendous. Bleachers packed to the brim, and there's even more people that have filed in on the side of Franklin, but they are getting loud on every single play.
The fans get into the rivalries just as much as the players do, so you got to love it.
Here's 2nd down and 8, they'll call it, just 2 yards on the previous play. Weimer across the middle of the field, diving down low, and catching it off the top of the turf is Hunter Eads.
Nice catch by Eads, because that looked like it wasn't going to quite get to him. But he picked it right off the turf and got another 1st down.
A low line drive throw from Weimer, but Eads goes down to get it. Screen pass set up on the far side. This is Jalen Peck, a freshman. And on 1st down, it appears he has 6 yards.
Little bubble screen to the freshman from Bloomington South, 5'8", 165. And again, you love that gain on 1st down because it sets you up in short and under 2nd down and under 5, which really opens the playbook, especially in Franklin's territory.
Peck now 14 receptions on the season, has over 100 yards after that catch. 5 receivers split out wide. Weimer again quickly getting it out, and it's Peck who, for the moment, fumbles the football. But did he have a hold of it?
Is it a catch?
It appears at the moment they're ruling it a catch and a fumble. And we'll get another quick look at it here as well. Simple out route from Weimer. That's definitely a catch and a fumble.
Yeah, they're giving it to Franklin.
And Franklin ended up being the one to recover. So the first turnover of the ball game goes in favor of the Grizzlies. A catch and a fumble by Jalen Peck. And the Grizzlies take over.
It's a big play for that defense as Hanover was driving and down near the red zone for Franklin. That's a huge swing of momentum. Can they take advantage of it here with the freshman quarterback?
For the second time, the Franklin offense is back out there with Kai Ross. There was a lot of Garrett Cora on that first drive, and they'll go back to him here again. The third rush for Cora, minimal gain, just 1 yard.
You see they're trying to strip the ball out too to get that football back. You got to imagine that the running of Cora here early is in order to set up some play action later on in the game, Jarrett.
Ross has put it through the air 3 times, had 2 consecutive incompletions before having to punt on the previous drive. 2 receivers to the top of the screen. Ross will keep it this time. Read option and setting the edge and bringing him down for just 1 on the pickup. Tackled by Justin Williamson of Hanover.
Sophomore from Macon, Georgia, Macon Central High School. Fought off the block really, really well there and held him up enough for his teammates to come in and help the tackle. And now another 3rd and long for Franklin.
3rd down and 8. The Grizzlies this season, 35% on 3rd down. Gibson goes up high to bring it in, but it's a nice open field tackle made by Hanover. That tackle coming in from Cody Horner.
The corner out there on the edge, great tackle by Cody Horner. He's got 18 tackles on the year. 5 passes defended, not far enough for them. Too far into their own territory to go for a 4th down, and now it's the second punt for the Grizzlies.
Second time, Boswell will send it away. And Eads again back to receive. High, end over, and wobbly kick. That Eads throws up the fair catch signal and brings in a catch at the 31-yard line.
Decent field position, better than the first time. Get at their 30. Really good job kind of mixing it up with some short passes and some running by Hanover on their first drive. Let's see what they do here. Got to hold on to the football and not turn it over.
Okay.
I just want to let you know that a fan caught me and said, hey, we're looking forward to the cookies tonight. Hope you brought some extras.
That's right. We got cookies for player of the game.
I don't know.
Cookies have been a hit from Mrs. Myers.
He hides them from us, so we don't eat them. They're that good.
They'll begin this drive with a run to Cohen and maybe getting back to the line of scrimmage. But the run defense, that defensive front right now is winning the battle in the trenches for Franklin.
Yeah, Tanner Swindle on that tackle, and I think he lost a yard on that play. It's going to be 2nd and 11. That front 4 of Franklin is fierce. With Ojada, Ogle, Swindle, and Darden.
Back to the ground game again, and Cohen goes backwards again. Loss of 1, 3rd down and 12 upcoming for Hanover.
Boy, Evan Stambaugh came down as the safety, the free safety to help make that tackle, the senior from Lebanon. And you can see why they're the #1 rush defense in the HCAC.
Now it looks like a passing situation upcoming for Weimer. He's already 5 of 7 for 42 yards.
2 deep safeties.
Maybe a jump first from Franklin. And the right tackle, that's Jacob Dole. He started moving as he is going to claim that he was forced to move.
I think they're going to get Ojada on that. The sophomore from Carmel. That does help a little bit. That 5 yards will make a difference.
Ojada, a tremendous season defensively for the Grizzlies. Double-digit sacks with 13. But after the offsides, it brings up 3rd down and 7. Grizzlies bring 5. Weimer. Maybe put it into some pressure, and that forces the off-balance throw as he tried to get it to Bollinger out of the backfield. 4th down now for Hanover.
Not only are they good on the run defense, but they put a lot of pressure on Weimer so far today, where he hasn't been able to go to his primary reads. He's had to check down quite a bit so far. Now the first punt from Raudebusch. Last time we were here, Raudebusch set up his best punt of the year, 75 yards. Let's see what he can do today.
And with no wind at the moment, Raudebusch will take a couple steps. Nearly has his punt blocked from the 22. At the 30-yard line, it's Jarrett Gibson who calls for the fair catch. So each team has had it twice. And the Franklin Grizzlies will now come out, score. Still, goose eggs up on the board.
6 minutes, 49 seconds remaining in the first quarter. 6 minutes, 49 seconds.
Hey, this broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, videos, and audio without the express written permission of the HCAC is prohibited.
New drive beginning at the 31 for Franklin. Ross into quadruple coverage and picked off by Hanover. For the Panthers, the interception going to Justice Thurman, the sophomore from Lawrence Central High School.
Franklin's tried, their passing game has gone to the middle of the field all day long, and there has yet to be single coverage on any of those plays. As you'll see, it is really quadruple coverage. Not sure what the freshman was thinking there, and he had no shot to catch that pass. Lucky that it didn't get taken to the house, as we've got a Franklin player down on the field.
Yeah, I didn't quite see who it is for the Grizzlies, but looks like the intended target was Gibson of Franklin. Let's go back to the coach, Keith Myers, for an update.
Been a while since we've seen the turnover trash can and the slam dunk. I gave it a 9.5. I don't know about you guys, but pretty impressive.
Last time we were here, we saw the turnover trash can twice for the Panthers, and now, early on in this ball game, the Panthers pick up their first turnover with the interception by Thurman. So now each team with a turnover. Ross throws the pick, the fumble by Peck.
I don't know, Coach. If you haven't seen Jared on the Nerf hoop, he's pretty good. So.
Okay. Panthers will begin this drive in Franklin territory. Weimer taking a big shot, but holding on to the football is Hunter Eads. And Eads now is slow to get up after the first down. He got 11 yards, and number 11 is still down. Well, he took a massive hit.
Michael Heading came in and just stuck his shoulder right in his ribs.
You'll see Eads come from the slot. And immediately as he catches that football, lowering the helmet right into him, and Eads probably took a lot of that contact right in the ribs.
But he held on to the football. You got to love that.
It's a tough receiver, Hunter Eads is, on the season. Second on the team in receptions, now with 30. He trails only Jared Frank.
Junior, 5'10 junior from Batavia, Ohio.
But with this injury on the field, we'll take a break. Still 0-0 on the Heartland game of the week.
My name is John Heitz, and I own the Red Pepper Deli in Madison, Indiana. We've been in business for 15 years now. I'm so passionate about food is because I like to cook and I like to create awesome items. The best advice that has ever been given to me was from my father, who said, you've got to work hard, and if you work hard, you will succeed. He's right. It's not always going to be fun, but don't even try to go into business if you're not going to put 100% into it. The ideal experience is for the customer to come in and be really wowed by the atmosphere, be wowed by the products that we serve, the food in our deli case, the sandwiches and salads, soups that we make. I want the client to feel satisfied and really feel that they've got their money's worth and have enjoyed everything that they've had at the restaurant. Whenever you get a chance, we'd love to see you stop by the Red Pepper Deli in Madison, Indiana. Look forward.
Back here at Hanover College, out of the injury timeout from Hunter Eads, and the Panthers still with it. They get pushed back to the 40-yard line. Now first down and 15.
First down for the Panthers at the 40-yard line.
Here at C. Wayne Perry Field, Alumni Stadium. Home of the Panthers, 4-2 conference record, which is good for third in the conference behind Rose and Mount St. Joseph. Weimer to pass again, immediately feeling the pressure and is flushed out. Will tuck it and run. And on first down and 15, got about 10 yards, setting up a second down and 5. That's the running ability that we see for the first time from Weimer.
Yeah, he had to run for his life. It was bum rush the quarterback there for the defensive line of Franklin. They got through that first wave on the offensive line quickly, and Weimer had to make a quick decision. It was a great decision as he gained 10 yards on that carry.
Weimer third on the team in rushing, closing in on 300 yards this season. Cohen is soon to eclipse the 800 mark. He's at 796 at the moment. Another pass, and right at the line of game. Looks like a yard past it. This catch made by Jared Frank, the team's leading receiver this year.
Nice to see Eads back on the field after taking that shot a few plays ago. Hanover's trying to really focus on the pass defense of Franklin, like we talked about last in the league, but that pass rush is causing havoc on Weimer and this Panther team, but yet they're still almost in red zone.
They're closing in. Bollinger trying to break it into the red zone, and he will. 6-yard carry for Walt Bollinger, the second leading rusher this year for the Panthers, averaging right at 57.5 yards per game.
You know, Weimer is a senior in the Victory Bell game. He wants to go out better than last week against Mount St. Joseph, only 7 of 20 for 140 yards, and half of that came on one play for a touchdown. So he's chomping at the bit to have a much better game this week against the arch rival.
But the team in the all red right now into the red zone and trying to strike here. Weimer will tuck it and run this time, rolling out to his left side. Gets close to the 10-yard line, runs out of bounds at the 12, which is plenty enough for another first down. Not yet first and goal for the Panthers.
And that's actually really good for them because they can get a first down without getting a touchdown. The scoreboard clock is out here at Alumni Field.
The play clock had been running for a little bit, but the scoreboard clock hasn't been cooperating. So the time currently being kept on the field. Cohen breaks the tackle and into the end zone. The first score of the Victory Bell game goes to Sean Cohen from 12 yards out. Number 22 picks up touchdown number 9 of the season.
Yeah, rushing touchdown number 9. Great hole on the left side. Opened up by his offensive line. Will Kern and Gage Warded, those two guys on the left side of the line for the Panthers, and the extra point pending for a 7-0 lead here from Alumni Field.
This is Blake Simpson, a sophomore from Allen, Texas, on the PAT try. It is up and good. Panthers strike first. 7-0 is our score in the Heartland Game of the Week on IndianaSRN and HCAC.TV.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
Panthers of Hanover get onto the scoreboard first with a 12-yard rushing touchdown from Sean Cohen, his 9th on the season, and that puts him over 800 yards rushing this year.
Well, we talked about it in the pregame. There's that first punch in the mouth. As Hanover gets on the scoreboard first, how does Franklin respond now with this next drive? They haven't done very well throwing the football. They may stick to the run.
Van Isdal, the kickoff specialist. Another short kick is a fair catch signal we see from the Grizzlies. And another look back at this touchdown scamper from number 22.
12-yard run in there, wide and great, opening that hole, found it. Also the corner route there by Raudebusch took the DB off of him, allowed him to break free and get into the end zone.
Cohen starting right and then breaking things back left, and he says, give me some more. It's still early. He expects a lot out of his offense, and after 2 previous drives that came up well short, including 1 turnover, the Panthers are able to respond. Here's the offense of Franklin back out. Panthers getting those points off the turnover, the interception from Kai Ross. Garrett Cora will begin things here. Up the middle, in between the hashes, Garrett Cora picking up a first down. 16 yards on the carry for Garrett Cora, who now has 25.
That's a great play for Franklin after the last couple of throws from Kai Ross. Settle him down a little bit. Let the running game get you into the flow, then try some short passes, gain him some confidence.
Grizzlies offense picking up the pace again with Cora. Moving his way around, this time outside of the hashes, but still good enough for 6.
And they're in a hurry-up offense here, trying to keep Hanover off balance. Also running between the tackles and then also to the outside, as you can see some confusion from the Panthers.
And continuing with the ground game, Cora gets tripped up and only comes away with 2 yards, but it'll bring up 3rd down and short for Franklin.
Looking to the sideline to get the signal so they don't have to worry about huddling and getting to the line quick.
Even on 3rd down, the Grizzlies do pick up the pace here. Defensive lineman jumping for Hanover, but he does get back in time. As the Hell's Bells start to toll here at Alumni Stadium. Cora again, 4 straight carries, but he's stuffed. No gain on the play. And leading the charge for Hanover being Kyle Trevor, the senior linebacker.
76 tackles on the year, 5.5 for loss. Went to Penn High School in Mishawaka. Coach Hensel isn't going to risk it on his own side of the field, and he's going to punt.
It will
That's
be
a
Boswell
big stop.
back. It is. It sure is. 3rd time we see Boswell out there. And such a promising drive from Cora to begin things off, a gain of 16, and then it just went downhill from there. 6 yards, 2 yards, and that time, no gain.
And Eads back to catch the punt. Nice to see.
This punt is nowhere near Eads. It goes well out of bounds. And we'll see where the referee, how far he goes up to mark this one out. He will stop at the 28-yard line.
And make sure you follow HCACDIII on Twitter. That's HCACD3 with all kinds of stuff going on. Men's and women's basketball starting, the end of the volleyball season, football season coming to a close. Follow them for all the Heartland scores and updates.
It's our last week with the Heartland Game of the Week for football. Kind of hard to believe, but no time to waste as basketball season is right around the corner. Cohen staying up on his feet and loses even more yards. He goes all the way back to the 15-yard line.
It looked like, I couldn't tell, it looked like 44, but I guess it's not. Maybe it was.
I believe it was 94. That's Justin Gifford. Gifford sets Cohen all the way back for a loss of 13.
And Dante Darden came in at the end, stopped it.
We got a penalty marker down before the play.
That's a play where Cohen just should have went down and not tried to do too much because he lost more yardage.
Gifford met him quickly, and it was going to be a loss of at least 7 or 8, but the second effort from Cohen pushed him back 5 yards more, and now a false start on top of that for Hanover.
Gifford, a sophomore from Mooresville High School.
And it is now 2nd and 28 for Hanover. The line to gain is the 38-yard line. 2 receivers both sides for Weimer. Bollinger gets a carry between the tackles and will be tackled down at the 16.
Also in there, number 48,
7 first downs to 2 so far for Hanover. And not many passing yards, 12 passing yards for Franklin.
Hanover, a much better third down team than Franklin. They're at 43% this year, but this one is a long one, 23 yards to gain. 3 receivers right side. They'll keep it on the ground game. Bollinger has some space. A burst up the middle, running over tacklers, steals a first down. Walt Bollinger across the 40 to the 42. A huge pickup on 3rd and very long for Hanover.
You almost feel as if that was like, hey, let's hand it off, get as much as we can, then punt it away. And Bollinger said, no way, coaches, I'm moving the sticks.
On 3rd and 23, Bollinger comes away with 27. Low pass, can't be hauled in by the receiver. That was Stephen Livers.
Boy, Weimer's been low on a lot of his throws today. I think that pass rush is really kind of throwing him off. Is the clock back up and going again? No, the play clock is, but the scoreboard is not.
And I'm sure the people next door to us are trying to figure that out, and they have been for this entire first quarter. Weimer right now, 59 yards passing, 7 of 11. 2nd down. Weimer will keep it and dish it out. Livers this time does get the catch. He's across midfield, right at the sticks. So Livers has 10 yards, and that's the 4th different receiver that Weimer has connected with.
With Livers and heading. You know, ever since that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Mitchell, he has not been in the football game.
And that is the end of the first quarter. 7-0 our score with the Panthers on top and driving. It's the Heartland Game of the Week on IndianaSRN.
My name is Brittany. A little thing I love about the Egg White Grill is the toasty English muffin. It's toasted perfectly. It's just a little crispy, but not like hard crispy, but just crispy enough that when you bite into it, everything is perfect.
My name is Curtis, and I love the Egg White Grill because the egg itself, it's like soft and fluffy, like a pillow. I wouldn't eat my pillow, but I'd eat the Chick-fil-A breakfast egg white sandwich for sure.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you can be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
Sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Second quarter now about to get going from Hanover College alongside Sean Kroll, Jarrett Lewis here for the IndianaSRN Heartland Game of the Week. Panthers switching sides of the field, now going from left to right. Here's Sean Cohen with a carry that only gets him back to the line of scrimmage.
Those 2 guys in the middle, Owen Ogle from Westfield and Tanner Swindle from Sheridan, just standing up that offensive line and allowing those linebackers to come in and make plays.
Back down to the sideline with the coach, Keith Myers.
I tried my best to get the score clock working. I hope it works. My hands are a little dirty, a little cold, but I got it fixed, so I hope it stays on for you guys. Back up to you guys.
We appreciate your effort, Coach. And anything to get this game rolling.
One thing I've noticed, Jarrett, Ojada's not on the field. for Franklin.
We'll check on Ojeda as the game continues to get going in the second quarter. Weiner nowhere to go with the football, has to tuck it and run, but does pick up good yardage to the 41. 7-yard pickup.
Yeah, Gifford is his replacement, 94, and he's been on the field a lot lately. But I haven't seen Ojeda as he's got 13 sacks on the season and 15 tackles for loss.
And he's a guy that you would love to see on the field in a situation like this. 3rd down and 3 for the Panthers.
They may run it behind Kurtz, the H-back there, just offset from the right side of the line.
And they do. Cohen goes that way, but filling up that hole and making the tackle for Franklin is Jason Pig, a senior. Went to Fountain Central High School, one of the leaders defensively for Franklin.
You're at the 46-yard line or the 41-yard line of Franklin. It would not surprise me to see them go for it. It looks like they are.
The offense is out there, and the scoreboard is back up and running. Just a minute and a half gone by here. 4th down and 3 yards. 2 receivers both sides for Weimer.
Blitz.
Franklin bringing the pressure, and we get whistles, and it's going to be a false start called against Hanover.
Yeah, they saw the linebackers coming up on the blitz, and boy, they jumped early unless they're going to call encroachment.
The far side referee signaled a false start. That will be the call.
Wouldn't surprise me to see him punt now.
And that is indeed going to be the case. So not what you want if you're Coach Theobald, a chance to go for it on 4th down. But now Raudebusch will come back out for his second punt.
Raudebusch is going to try and pin them deep.
A good chance to flip field position.
Jarrett Gibson back for Franklin.
Raudebusch from the 42.
That one's got some carry.
Over the head of Gibson and takes an unfavorable bounce for Hanover and goes into the end zone for a touchback.
It died, but it just hit and went about 2 yards into the end zone, then checked back. He just got a little bit too much on it.
We saw Raudebusch pregame going through his punts and getting ready, and he was really booming some. And that was with a little bit of wind picked up during the pregame, and now there's no wind at all. The flags aren't moving around the stadium.
Ross right now 2 of 5 for 12 yards. Cora has 7 yards. Well, hang on, let's see if the stats are being updated as we go, but not a ton of yards gained. Excuse me, Cora has 33 yards rushing.
And a man wide open as the dump down. Ross got it to him, but Michael Reese possibly looking to run before he had the catch.
That happens all the time. You got to secure it first before you can go anywhere. You hear those footsteps coming.
Now 2nd down as this drive begins at the 20 for Franklin. Back on the ground game with Cora. And a play that we've seen more often than not is just counter run from Franklin. Cora this time only comes away with 2.
Caleb Brewster came in from his linebacker position. 66 tackles from Hiram, Georgia.
And the Panther faithful getting back into it. Trying to make some noise for this defense. Panthers only bring 4. Ross has room to throw, but it's nearly picked off. That interception almost made by Caleb Brewster.
Brewster jumped the route, but I don't think he could find the ball because it was right to him as they tried to throw it to Jarrett Gibson, and they're lucky that wasn't going the other direction.
Gibson was in the area. It looked like McKinney was running the route across the middle of the field. And Brewster jumps the route like you said, Sean, and almost a disaster again for Ross and the Grizzlies offense.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Dane Andrews here soon.
It's a short punt that takes a Franklin roll down at the 39. Boy, we've played 15 minutes of the first quarter, a little over 3 minutes in this second quarter, and each team now, this is going to be, each team has had at least 4 possessions. I mean, that is a lot of 3 and outs. The defenses are holding strong through this first part of the ball game.
They have been stiff for sure. I see Ojeda back on the field. He's probably going to want to pin his earbacks and try and get to Weimer, so he's got to be aware. They are playing 2 deep safeties, are Franklin, with the 4 wide for the Panthers.
3 receivers to the left side of the formation to start for Hanover. Fake to Bollinger. Middle of the field's open for Eads. It's 5 yards on the first down play.
I was just noticing that Eads is in the slot over there on the left side. The defender was off of him by 9 yards, so he just has to really kind of go around, do a little quick little hook route, and gain 5 yards on that play.
Hunter Eads with his 3rd catch, 25 yards receiving. Weimer will keep it on the read option. And Weimer's runs have been effective. 4 times he's kept it, and he's got 28 yards total rushing.
Tackle there by Jason Pigg. He's a senior from Fountain Central High School. These seniors from Franklin don't want to go out with a loss either. We know both these squads. Last game for their seniors.
The senior squad hasn't seen the victory bell in their possession for their entire career. On 3rd down, Bollinger is trying to carry the defender with him to a first down, but he's going to be a yard short. And decision time again for Coach Theobald.
That was a blitz from the linebackers, more like a run blitz from Franklin. They got into him, and Ballinger couldn't shake him to get the first down. 4th and 1, and they're going to punt. Might watch the fake here, just saying. I'm surprised he's punting, to be honest with you.
Panthers right at midfield of 48. Raudebush does have some experience at the quarterback position from high school, so we will keep our eyes on that in the future. But it is a punt that gets away, and it will be marked down at the 19-yard line.
Yeah, backup quarterback in Palestine High School. State championship game his senior year. Starting quarterback got hurt. He came in and led them to a state championship along with Charlie Spiegel, all-time leading rusher in the state of Indiana for high school.
And it sounds like Spiegel got a couple of touches earlier this afternoon in the IU game against Rutgers.
Yes, they beat New Palestine, beat Valparaiso that day.
First play is a pass over the middle of the field and catching it through traffic for Franklin. What a terrific catch made by Rias Moore, a junior from Brownsburg.
Wow, Ross just kind of said, let's see what you got here, and threw it out there, and he snagged it in really good coverage.
It's the longest play offensively so far for Franklin. It goes for 20 yards. Running it with Cora this time. 6 yards on this carry. As you saw the replay, a tremendous catch in traffic from Rias Moore.
Caleb Brewster with the tackle there on Cora, but he gets 7 yards before he's brought down. Again, 2nd and short. You love that situation as an offensive coordinator.
Cora last week only came away with 37 yards rushing. He's already eclipsed that mark this afternoon. Cora now in the passing game was able to beat his man, but the throw from Ross is just a yard too long.
He had him open, and man, just off the fingertips of Cora as he came through, ran a little post route up the seam. The 3rd and short here. We'll see what they call.
And in an identical situation as Hanover was on their last drive. 3rd down and 3. They'll give it to Cora. He's got the first down. Trying to keep those legs moving as he is right at the 50-yard line.
Broke that initial tackle as B.J. Williams tried to snag him behind the line of scrimmage, and Jayon Kent couldn't quite bring him down. Nice job churning those legs to get the first down.
Garrett Cora now, that's his 10th carry. He's got 46 yards rushing. A player who on the season averages right at 69. Ross, middle of the field, it's Gibson. Another first down for Franklin.
Wow, threw into multiple coverage again, but great snag by Gibson for another first down. Ross is kind of feeling it a little bit. Receivers are helping him out on these passes.
That's the second catch for Jarrett Gibson. Good for 16 yards. He has 58 on the season, and the next guy is Dylan McKinney with 27. Here is Gibson looking to throw. Man open down the field to the end zone, and it's caught! No, it's intercepted by Hanover.
Brody Luker with the play.
It was indeed caught, but our initial thoughts were a touchdown for Franklin. And now Brody Luker, we're going to see him put down a slam on the turnover trash can.
Boy, I tell you, as that play developed, I thought Luker was beat. He turned back around towards the receiver, but ended up snagging the football.
There it is.
Another New Palestine kid making a play. Oh my goodness, what a huge turn of events. You could sense something was coming as McKinney came around. Oh my goodness.
So for Brody Luker, that's his 4th interception this year, which is tied for the team lead, along with Kiefer Askew. Weimer on the keep is going to come away with 3 yards. We have to take another look at this pick.
Watch at the end here with Luker. You can see they're setting something up, but Luker almost looks like he's going to get a pass interference call as he turns back around here at the end and then just rips it away from Poole.
And when he's looking at that football, it is landing in Poole's arms as he's turning.
Yes.
So he is just going with the momentum and rips it away from Poole in the end zone. Cohen pushed backwards, loss of 2.
This run defense is fantastic. You'll see the alley-oop here on the turnover trash can.
Two-handed slam, nicely done.
Michael Heading has played really, really well for Franklin after coming in for Gervasio Mitchell after that initial unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. He made the tackle on that last run.
Can the Panthers extend this drive? Right now, 3rd down and 9. 3-step drop for Weimer. Right at the sticks. He might be a yard just short. That reception going to Stephen Livers.
And again, Weimer's been short on his balls today. The throws he's made, receivers have had to come back or try and pick him off the turf. Not sure what's going on there, but just short of the first down, and now they got a punt again.
And this time the second turnover forced by Hanover won't result in points this time.
No gunners on the punt team for Hanover. I find that really interesting.
Radebush and Boswell have both gotten away 4 points. This is a good one from Radebush as Gibson catches it at the 30 and gets out to the 33-yard line.
They smothered him on that punt coverage. Nice booming punt by Radebush amongst the rush. Now that turnover doesn't hurt you very much. It's essentially like a punt. You've kind of flipped the field in your favor a little bit now as you get the football at your own 34-yard line. 33, excuse me. I can count.
You are a teacher, after all.
Well, I don't teach math, so.
You still got to know a little bit of math, right?
Oh, yeah, you do.
Yeah. Of course. Bad snap over Ross's head. He has to run it, and he's just going to have to fall down. Terrible start to this drive for Franklin as they go backwards 8 yards.
Yeah, it's a loss of 8. Too bad he couldn't. If he could have got his head up a little bit sooner, he may have been able to throw that out of bounds towards the receiver and not lose any yards, but he just stuck it to the turf and lived to fight another day.
So here's 2nd and 18 now for Franklin. They have 3 receivers to the bottom of the formation. Ross flushed out, batted pass. Nicely done by Hanover. That was Jamie Decker. We've called his name a couple of times already.
You can kind of see that play develop as Cora came out to the left. Pass rush got to him. Nice check down for Ross, but Deckard had it sniffed out and swatted it away. Almost got another interception there on the tip.
And again, a long third down situation here for Franklin.
This has been a defensive game so far, Jarrett, for both these squads.
So far, the Grizzlies are 1-5 on third down. Ross going deep down the field, trying to come back to the football, and it's going to force a pass interference. The DB back there for Hanover was Kiefer Askew.
That's interesting because he had inside leverage and was looking at the football.
Ross threw that well towards the middle of the field.
Theobald's telling the officials that right now. Like, my guy had inside coverage.
And it's one of those sticky situations where an underthrown ball or a misplaced thrown ball can prove to kind of help you out if you get those pass interference calls, and that time it works out for Franklin.
Coach Theobald will take that coverage every day of the week because he was right there. And a big break for the Grizzlies.
First defensive penalty committed by Hanover. This time with Cora, it's no gain. Leading the charge and getting the tackle for the Panthers was Jaleem Santos, a freshman from Warner Robins, Georgia.
Can Franklin take advantage of that penalty, which gained him a first down? Not much there. The run defenses are stout today for both these squads.
It's been 46 yards rushing for Cora on the side of Hanover. Bollinger leads them with 41. He had a long run of 27. But most of the runs have been limited gain, just like this one, as Ross is keeping it, and he only picks up one.
That's assignment football right there for Hanover. You had guys in motion. You had Gibson coming across, handing it off, and Ross kept it. Play your assignment, make the tackle, no gain.
Hanover has limited the Grizzlies to just 3 yards a carry. And again, here's a third down for Franklin. They'll send 3 receivers to the left side.
Williams to the deep safety.
Ross rolling out to his left, throwing it down the sideline, and Gibson went sky high and almost reeled it in. Nearly a catch for Jarrett Gibson.
Cody Horner with the pass breakup, but is there a flag on the field?
I think there is.
What are they going to call?
We don't see the flag on the field. It might be right on this sideline.
Roughing the passer. Ooh, I missed that. I'd like to see that replay again.
There's no penalty marker down on the field, so we are.
There isn't.
Oh, there it is right there. The referee came to pick it up. It was as Ross is rolling out to his left, and he gets this pass off right around the 35, and then gets followed up, takes a hit from Devontae Hardiman.
That was a good call.
So now a second defensive penalty that gives Franklin a first down. Cora trying to capitalize. Nice shoestring tackle made by Hanover. Cora's able to come away with 2.
Cody Horner again, the cornerback coming in to make the tackle. And Hanover's had a chance to get off the field twice, but penalties has allowed Franklin to keep this drive going. And now they're in Hanover territory, looking to try and get a tying score here before half.
Here's 2nd and 8 for the Grizzlies. Ross, middle of the field, RPO, and it's tipped somewhere in the middle of that pass. And I believe Kyle Traber got his hand on it.
He did, just stuck the paw out and knocked it down. That was whistling right by the official's ear, too, as Ross slung it in there. Another big third down. Can they get off the field without a penalty here for Hanover?
And it looks like a passing situation, too, for the Grizzlies. Kai Ross, his last 4 attempts, 3 incompletions and 1 interception. He misplaces the snap, and it's picked up by Hanover. On the recovery for the Panthers, Jaleem Santos. We just called his name a few plays ago. He picks up the second, make that the 3rd turnover forced by the Hanover defense.
Here comes the turnover trash can, but that's the 3rd bad snap in the center quarterback exchange for Franklin. Caused Ross to lose yardage on one he got away with, and there it was a fumble.
You see there, coach has to come in and steal that ball from Santos. He can't keep it.
Here comes the turnover trash can.
Nicely done It's kisses to the Hanover bleachers. Santos.
They love the double pumps on those dunks. I want to see a 360.
Weimer following the turnover, looking deep down the field, senses the pressure and has to get rid of it, and actually throws it into the kicking net.
He had a lot of time on that play, but Ojeda finally kind of shook free of his offensive lineman and got towards Weimer, but he had plenty of time to throw. Good coverage there by Franklin.
Weimer has had success of late throwing the football, unlike Ross. His last 3 attempts before that one were all completions. Panthers have it at the 45. Bollinger on the ground, tackled from behind, and only picks up 2 yards. Ojeda is there and on the mix.
Thought he had some space, but shoestring tackle there by Ojeda, and now 3rd and long for Hanover again.
Also Justin Gifford from Mooresville there to make the tackle as well.
A lot of guys have caught passes today for Hanover.
Panthers are 2 of 6 when facing 3rd down. Weimer flushed out. Has to keep it, tucks it and runs, splits the defense and dives forward. He's right at the line to gain, and it looks like the referees are going to give it to him. Matt Weiner making plays with his feet to keep this drive going.
That's a great juke move by Weimer to make that last man miss, because he had him short of the 1st down, but got around him and then sniffed out the 1st down yardage and dove for it. Great play by Weimer.
New set of downs now for the Panthers. They're at the 35.
The pass rush for Franklin today has been outstanding.
And the clock continues to wind. Weimer will take this snap right at the 2-minute mark. Again, he has to step up. And takes an awkward fall down, does Weimer. Still able to pick up positive yardage. Weimer has kept it 7 times and has picked up 42 yards.
But with that pass rush getting inside, causing him to step up in the pocket, no receivers open, he's just trying to gain positive yardage and keep some flow so you don't get caught in 3rd and long.
Now under 90 seconds.
Linebackers coming in.
Pressure, and Weimer's able to get it off. Cohen was open out in the flat, but it's off his fingertips.
Ogle shook free and got to Weimer, put a lick on him. Just a little bit high for Cohen, and now you're in 3rd and long again. But this time I think it may be 2-down territory, Jarrett, since you're at their 32.
And with such little time left
Yes.
as well.
Exactly.
Field goal kicking hasn't favored either of these teams this year. Hanover is just 1 of 5 when kicking field goals. Franklin is 6 of 12. 3rd down and 7. Weimer quickly out to Cohen with blockers out in front. The swing pass goes backwards, back to the original line of scrimmage. And what do you do now if you're Coach Theobald?
Yeah, I think you go for it, but man, a great play by Michael Heading. Coming in for Mitchell again, had the blocker out there, shook him off, and took down Cohen on the screen pass.
Hanover may opt to run this clock down and take a timeout. Talk about it just a little bit more. A huge 4th down upcoming, the 4th of its kind, where the offense has stayed out there. This will be the first timeout used in this first half as well. Coach Theobald calls it with 32.8 seconds left to go, and they'll talk about it. Right now, leading you in receiving is Hunter Eads. He has 3 catches for 25. Steven Livers and Jalen Peck have 2 catches apiece as well.
Bollinger has 42 yards. Weimer has 41. Cohen only has 12. But he's lost some yards on some plays too. 12 of 18 for Weimer for 80 yards. I honestly, Jarrett, don't know why you punt it here when you're at your 35-yard line. you're not going to gain much anyway on that because there's a chance it goes in the end zone. Why not take a shot at it because there's only 32 seconds left if you don't get it? Franklin hasn't really shown that they can go that distance in a quick manner.
Yeah, I'm sure that's not what the topic of discussion is. No doubt about it, they'll go for it. I think trying to figure out your right play and what's going to help out for you, and possibly calling 2 plays in the huddle. Because if you pick up this first down, the clock will start to go after the chains are set. So you still want to act quickly, which is 32.8.
But you have 2 timeouts left still, too.
It's a good thing for the Panthers.
If our clicker is correct.
And still a chance to at least get 3 points put up on the board. But you have to pick up this 4th down first.
With those timeouts, you can throw it in the middle of the field, so you don't have to concern yourself with the sidelines.
And now a whistle on the opposite end, and it'll be a timeout called by Franklin. Coach Hensel utilizing his first timeout. He wants to talk it over after getting a look offensively from Hanover.
I think that was pretty much planned by Franklin. They wanted to see what Hanover, what kind of set they were in as they came out to line up for that play, and then call a timeout.
And was Hanover maybe thinking a step ahead, and maybe they came out with a gimmick play?
That is quite possible.
That doesn't usually happen, but it is something to maybe take into consideration. You never know.
Hey, check out the sports page daily on IndianaSRN.org. You can check out the daily sports page, follow them sports page number 4 on Twitter, or email Troy at radiotroy.com.
Great crowd on hand here at Hanover College. The 91st time these two teams have played for the Victory Bell. We've heard it ring a couple of times pre-game and also throughout the game after the touchdown, and a few turnovers forced. 3 of them the Hanover defense has come away with, but now the offense staying out there here on 4th down. Weimer will have 3 receivers to the short side of the field. Weimer takes the snap. Roudabush wide open over the middle of the field. He's inside the 20 to about the 16-yard line, a gain of 19. And again, the Panthers, they will take a timeout, so that will stop the clock at 25.6. We'll take a timeout with them. Panthers driving, threatening to score yet again here in the Heartland Game of the Week.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
New set of downs for the Panthers. They're at the 17. Weimer to pass again, feeling the pressure, gets it away. It was a forward pass, incomplete. And luckily for Weimer, he's falling down and is still able to get it off. And he's slow to get up, a little gimpy after being taken down.
And he got his leg caught up in the blocker and the pass rusher there.
Panthers only burn 5 seconds on that previous play.
Red zone for Hanover, 22 of 35 on the year. 63%, 20 of 35 resulting in touchdowns.
Panthers trying to get another touchdown here. Bollinger, they swing it out to him towards that sideline, and he does get out of bounds, but it only picks up what appears to be 2 yards. He got to the 15.
Red zone defense for Franklin. 18 of 27 on the year, giving up 15 touchdowns, 3 field goals, and turned over on downs 4 times.
That last completion for Weimer puts him over 100 yards passing. Bollinger becomes the 7th different man to haul in a catch. This is 3rd down and 8. 13.4 seconds.
Might be in field goal territory if you don't get it.
Weimer flushed out. Flag comes in. 3 flags come in. Pass is incomplete, and most definitely this is going to come back.
Franklin's doing a great job with their stunts on the defensive line. For those of you that don't know what a stunt is, the 2 guys next to each other, one will go forward, the other one will stop and then come around him to the other side behind him to try and find that empty gap to get to the quarterback, and they've used that a lot today to put pressure on Weimer.
That time it worked as Weimer was forced out. You can see the Franklin sideline discussing what they want to do. Coach Hensel wants to back him up. I think that's the right move because you could very well put him out of field goal range with this penalty.
I think that's what it does, so you got to hope now you can stand up and get a stop here, not let them gain any more yardage, and they're out of field goal range. But now if you're Hanover, you got another shot to move the sticks and get back into field goal range. I think if they get 7-8 yards here, they're going to kick a field goal. But only 7.3 seconds left.
You can go anywhere if you're the Panthers because you still have those 2 timeouts, but it's going to have to be still at a quick pace. They'll run it with Bollinger. Picking up yardage, and Walt is going to trot out of bounds. Picking up 9 yards on the carry.
1.8 seconds left.
And this is either going to be a shot to the end zone or the field goal unit will come out.
I don't know what Weimer's pointing at down there.
Weimer's waiting for a decision from Coach Theobald, and we may see another timeout, and that will be the case. Second timeout taken by the Panthers. We'll take 1-2. We'll see what they do here on 4th and 9 with 1.8 left to go in the half.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
I think they're missing somebody.
Back at Hanover College, the decision has been made to bring out Blake Simpson. Simpson, a sophomore from Allen, Texas, will be a 33-yard field goal from the left hash. But first, a timeout called by the Grizzlies. We get to wait a little bit longer.
You got to ice the kicker, right? That's what you're supposed to do.
Again, field goal kicking this year for Hanover. They are just 1 of 5. And we're not sure what Simpson's range is, but we got to think 34 is probably, right in the middle of it, towards the max.
Hey, check out our website for more sports action. IndianaSRN webcasts more than 300 games a year. Log on today to IndianaSRN.org. And if you want to help put more games on TV, there's a donate button right there. Click it and help us out. You don't think they try and fake it, do you?
Before this game, we saw 2 separate fake field goals attempted in college football, I believe.
Yes.
Clemson did one and Penn State tried another, and half of those were successful. Simpson from 33 has the leg, and it's good. Wow. Simpson punches it through, and what a way to end the first half. Your defense shutting out the Grizzlies, and Simpson tacks on 3 more.
10-0, that's big, boy. That was a wounded duck, but it was long enough to get across the goalpost.
We'll now enter our halftime here in the Heartland Game of the Week on IndianaSRN. 10-0 is our score, and we'll go down to the field with the coach, Keith Myers. Welcome back to Hanover College. It is halftime, 10-0 our score, and there's the man on the sideline, the coach, Keith Myers.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm really freezing. Peter says he's ready for golf, I think. But Peter actually is the vice president of enrollment here at Hanover College, and pretty good football game. And that guy's had a good leg. I think he could go another 5 yards on that field goal.
Maybe 4 or 5, certainly. Maybe 6.
Talk a little bit about your role at the college, and enrollment has been going up here lately. That's a good thing. You must be doing your job right.
Well, the team is doing a very good job of recruiting students, but I oversee admissions, financial aid, and communications and marketing. And this year so far, our application numbers are up like 30%. So we're very excited about that.
So IndianaSRN's coverage around the state and around the country has to help enrollment a little bit, because you get to see Hanover football a little bit during the year.
Absolutely. Anything to get our brand out there, to let people know what we're about, it's going to help us for sure.
Talk a little bit about a day-to-day operations, and what's the big selling mark? I think the campus itself, but what's the biggest thing that kids say about when they come and choose Hanover?
What we hear a lot is that people feel like it's their place to belong, and a home away from home. We have a 650-acre campus, which is gorgeous, and so people love the campus as well. But it's all about the feeling. You know, when you go to a campus visit, it's got to feel like you belong there, and that's what we hear over and over again from our students.
And with the crowd you have on hand today, and a lot of the recruits that came in to watch this football game, that's a good thing. And it's the atmosphere, the fall season, the turning of leaves. It makes Grandma and Grandpa pretty happy that the student chooses Hanover as well.
Always. The better the team does, and the better the weather is for a classic football weather, always helps the reputation, and it's a lot of fun.
You always say it's the team effort. A lot of people behind you doing what you do. It's got to be kind of nice to have the administration, upper administration, and the athletic department supporting you guys as well.
Absolutely. So I work very closely with our Vice President for Athletics, Lynn Hall, to partner on admissions to get more students here, because they do a great job recruiting athletes. We focus on non-athletes, and it's just a wonderful partnership. And yes, the president's supportive, the administration's supportive, the campus pulls together to really try to drive interest in our college and to provide a great experience for our students.
And a lot of people don't realize this, but the college athlete does not get a scholarship for athletics, so they love the game, and for that's got to be an extra flavor for you guys to get academic scholarships for those kids as well.
Absolutely. Division III, no athletic scholarships, as you mentioned, so we have merit scholarships and other kinds of competitive scholarships that are not athletic related. But yeah, they want to play. You know, they come here because they love the coaches, they want to play, and the academic scholarship helps them make it happen. But they want to play.
I think I have a year eligibility left. If I thaw out, could I go and apply?
Hey, if you want to apply, I will certainly take your tuition. I can't promise that you'll play, but we can promise you can pay.
Well, that's a fair comment. Thanks for spending time with us. Hey, we'll have the president next. It's halftime right here at.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Joins us, and he was going to go with the chord. They had a drum ready for him. I said, "It's time for your interview," so he stopped drumming and came with me. I appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. Yeah. I love to beat on the drum.
yeah, I guess you do. Hey, last time we were here, we were talking about the beautiful campus, and man, you got a lot of visitors on campus today, and it's a pretty good day. It's a little chilly day, but it's a pretty nice day.
It's a great day to be a Panther. We have lots of football recruits on campus today, and it's great to welcome them, their families, and show them what Hanover football is all about and the Hanover experience.
Now, last time we also talked, we were pretty new of getting football games on the network. Now this is our 7th week. We did volleyball last week. I know you sneaked to watch a little bit of that. What do you think of the coverage, and are we doing a good job? Are we coming back next year, hopefully?
I hope that we can have you back. It's great to be able to share what Hanover football and Hanover athletics looks like for everyone in our state, to see the great quality of play that we have, and also to be able to share the great work of real student athletes.
And not only Hanover, but the whole entire conference has benefited from it because our numbers have been incredible. And guys got to like that because enrollment goes up when people see it.
That's right. We always want to show off our conference. We have a great conference, a great group of schools, great opportunities for young people to have a small college experience, to have athletics as part of that learning experience, and that's what Hanover and Heartland Athletic Conference is all about.
Talk a little bit about the campus, because now that the fall season is coming, or winter season is starting, the campus takes a different shape and kind of beautiful. If people wanted to come visit the campus, it's always open, and during Christmas time, you guys do a nice job with the lights.
We do. We have a beautiful campus. It's beautiful all year round. Right now we have some fabulous fall color, and so really anxious to show that off to visitors. And then when Christmas comes around, we'll have some lights. We'll also have some great Christmas concerts coming up by our band, our choirs. So really looking forward to that as part of the holiday season.
It's not only about athletics here, it's about the band, it's about the whole entire team. Talk a little bit about your team, because your team really works 24/7 to put a good thing on here.
We have a fabulous faculty and staff that are so student-centered, and that's what the Hanover experience is all about. It's about creating quality experiences for these students that will be transformative for them, that will help them in life, whether it's in work, to be great citizens, to be great contributors to our state and our nation.
It's 10-0. Your prediction in second half. You're going to score more points, or are you going to hold them, just win this thing 10-0?
I see a couple more touchdowns in the Panthers' future.
Okay, and then finally, the chocolate chip cookies. You know, we gave them last time. You didn't get any. Are you going to get a chocolate chip cookie this time? Will the offensive player or the defensive player of the game share those cookies with you, or are you going to summons a cookie? What's the take on that?
I think the team knows that the only thing that President Lambert wants is that bell. And it's going to stay here at Hanover College.
That's all he wants. All he wants for Christmas is the bell. That's all he wants to do. Hey, he needs to go get warm. We'll throw it back up to you. Second half coming your way right after this.
Hi, I'm Lori Heights, and I'm the owner of the Red Pepperoni Pizzeria in Madison, Indiana. When you see the Red Pepperoni, you see this great building, an old gas station that we renovated. We want to let you know that all of our ingredients are fresh, hand-cut every day. Our dough is made fresh every day. It's hand-tossed to perfection, and you can create your own pizza, or you can choose from one of our 20 specialty pizzas. I think our clients love the fact that we're a family-owned business. The best advice that's ever been given to me: if you work hard and you're in your business every day working, it will pay off. I want our customers to feel satisfied after they leave here and happy that they had a great dining experience, they had great service, and that they enjoyed a great meal with their family and their friends. We can't wait to see you at the Red Pepperoni in Madison, Indiana.
Talking to the coach coming in at halftime, one of the things he said was they were pretty happy with their defense. The turnovers was a key. He's not really happy with the offensive performance. Wish they had a lot more points than 10 points. But the field goal, that's the second field goal this whole entire season. Pretty impressive. They lead 10-0. Back up to you guys.
Thanks so much, Keith, on the sidelines for us. Great interviews at halftime as we look at you back inside the broadcast booth. Sean Kroll, not sure where he went, but he'll be back in time for the second half kickoff. Panthers lead at 10-0, and really the defense has been terrific, like Coach said, for the Panthers, limiting Franklin to right around 100 yards of total offense. Running the football, the Grizzlies see 48 yards from Garrett Cora, and throwing it just 43 through the air for Kai Ross, so 91 yards of total offense in that first half from Franklin. And the Panthers were also able to force 3 turnovers. Thurman with an interception. Luker had that tremendous acrobatic interception. And Santos with the most recent turnover on that fumble recovery. It seems like every Franklin drive, Sean, they're getting right around midfield. They're getting slightly into Hanover territory. They have decent drives that they put together at the start, but they end up kind of getting in their own way. Those turnovers don't help at all. But I guess if you're Coach Henzo in the locker room, you have to be happy with everything that went wrong. You're only down 10 points.
Yeah, they were 1 of 6 on third downs, and then twice they were able to move the sticks on Hanover penalties. Time of possession just dominated by Hanover in the first half, almost 19 minutes to 11 in that instance, and Hanover's 3 of 9 on third down. But you got to figure out the passing game if you're Franklin to really make a dent in this game, and both front sevens are fantastic so far.
Right now, Kai Ross is 4 of 14. He does have those 2 interceptions, 2 of the 3 turnovers that the Panthers have been able to come away with, and we got 3 glimpses of the turnover trash can, which is already more than what we saw the last time we were here when Franover had 2 turnovers. 10-0 is our score. When we come back, second half kickoff here from Hanover College. It's the Heartland Game of the Week.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Back here at Hanover College, the Panthers with a 10-0 lead at the halftime, but the second half getting closer to starting back up here in the 91st annual Victory Bell game. The Panthers have had the bell for 3 straight years, trying to make it 4 in a row.
Yes, they are. These seniors want to close out their career not having ever lost the Victory Bell. Quickly, let's look at some of the other scores in the conference. At halftime, Defiance trails Bluffton 17-6. At half, Manchester and Anderson tied at 0. Surprise of the day, halftime, Rose-Hulman 42, Mount St. Joseph 7. Andrew Dion has thrown for 290 yards. Daniel Hury has 143 receiving yards, and Noah Thomas has 108 yards at the half.
That is impressive. And another note for Noah Thomas, he breaks the school record for career touchdown catches with 36. Rose-Hulman 337 total yards of offense. They're second in the conference behind Hanover. They're not too far behind, but putting up big numbers in that first half and well on their way to capturing that HCAC crown.
Yes, they are. Unless there's a dramatic change in that game, it looks like Rose-Hulman's going to go undefeated in the conference. But let's focus back here. One of the great things about that ending drive for Hanover is they get a 2-for-1. They got the field goal as time expired. Now they get the kickoff to start the second half. What adjustments have both teams made at half? I think for me, the story of the first half, pass rush and front seven of both squads.
Yeah, Franklin, I think with guys like Ojeda on that front line, and as well as Justin Gifford, we've called his name a couple of times. Those two guys have tried to cause as much havoc as they can getting to Weimer. They flushed him out of the pocket, but Weimer still with a pretty good completion percentage. He threw the ball 20 times and completed 14 of those. Check that, 13 of those. So more pass rush perhaps from Franklin. And hopefully for Grizzly fans, they can start off this second half with a defensive stop, keep this game within 2 possessions, but the Panthers able to double dip, get the field goal from Simpson to close out the first half.
Weimer's been running for his life today too, as he hasn't had a ton of time to go through his progressions on his receivers.
Here's the return for the Panthers, bringing it to the right side for Hanover is Charlie Pro. We do get a flag to open up this second half.
That'll set them back. They had good field position at the 30, but the laundry will cause them to go back further.
In that first half, Panthers had 5 penalties. Franklin just 2. And it is now the 6th penalty called against Hanover. They'll start this drive back farther than originally thought.
Getting 100 yards on the dot for Weimer throwing in the first half. He's also their second leading rusher with 41 yards, and most of that's been out of necessity.
So here is Weimer and the rest of the offense. They'll start right at the 20 with Cohen, the usual tailback, in the backfield. Cohen had negative rushing yardage in that first half on 7 carries, had a total of -5, and they'll start things off with him. Swing pass out of the backfield.
A good play again over there by Michael Heading, fighting off Raudebusch on the block and only allowing Cohen to get a few yards there on that quick screen.
That's the 5th reception for Cohen, which leads the team. Eads is second with 3. So Cohen doing a lot more work, it seems like, in the passing game, but now he gets his first carry. Going nowhere. There's that front line of Franklin, only allowing Cohen to get back to the line of scrimmage.
The cornerbacks are playing really kind of soft coverage on the wide receivers, and why not when you get the pass rush that you're getting from the Grizzlies' front 4, not letting the receivers get into their routes. So let's see what they dial up here on 3rd and 7.
3 receivers split out to the right side for Weimer. Take the snap. 5-step drop. Gets turned around. Flag comes in. And Ojeda is going to bring him down for a sack. We'll check on the marker. It's probably going to be holding.
Yeah, Ojeda picked up the trash there because Swindle and Ogle are all over the place. Flushed Weimer out of the pocket, and Hanover needs answers with their offensive line because they have no response for the front line of Franklin.
Ojeda picks up his 14th sack on the year, and that pushes Raudebusch in the punting unit back. Raudebusch will be standing in his own end zone.
And, you know, you're looking right now at Jarrett Gibson, who's on Hanover's side of the field to field this punt.
Bringing the pressure, and it's off the side of the foot from Raudebusch. Takes a bounce at the 40, and Hanover will touch it at the 41-yard line. A tough position to be in for Raudebusch, but for the Grizzlies, that's exactly what you want to start off this second half.
You couldn't ask for a better start to the second half, getting a 3 and out, and then receiving the ball in Franklin territory at the 41. If you're going to do anything offensively to get back in this football game, it has to be right here, right now, to snatch momentum away from the Panthers.
A quick 3 and out from Hanover. That punt just of 30 yards. Here comes Kai Ross. First drive will start off with a pitch to McKinney. This is his first time touching the football at all. Dylan McKinney picking up a first down, has 11 yards on that first play. Went without a catch in that first half.
Had 27 catches and 3 touchdowns coming in, 15.2 yards per reception. And folks, yes, that is a pass. Even though he kind of taps it forward, technically that is a pass. So a great start here is now they're inside the 30 of Hanover.
Ross will start things off with a completion of 11 to McKinney. And now stretching it out outside the left hash. Cora picks up a couple of yards, but there's a flag on the far sideline.
Yeah, stretch play there. Nice pursuit by the Hanover defense, but we'll see what the flag is. Wonder if it's encroachment.
That was the signal, but the referee pointed to the side of Franklin. Referee still discussing it. And that was the call. It was offsides, but referee just pointed to the wrong side. This one going against Hanover.
Devontae Hardiman from Princeton, Indiana, Princeton Community. Now it's 1st and 5 for Franklin.
The 7th penalty called against Hanover. Make that 8 now, and just 2 against Franklin. Cora going nowhere.
Jamie Deckard on the stop again. He's everywhere on this field for the Hanover defense.
Second down for the Grizzlies.
That was the 12th carry for Garrett Cora. He has 49 yards. His longest carry this afternoon is 16. Here's 2nd down and 5. This time a new running back. It's Thompson, who stumbles his way forward and still able to pick up a first down. For the first time, Derek Thompson gets a carry, and it goes for 6.
Nice job by Garrett Thompson. As there wasn't much in the middle of the field, he stopped and cut to his right, went around the end, was able to move the sticks, and now Cora back in the game as they're inching closer and closer to making this a 1-score game.
Thompson is 2nd on the team in rushing, getting close to 400 yards on the season. Ross looking to pass over the middle of the field, wide open for the touchdown. Franklin gets on the scoreboard. Dylan McKinney, the sophomore, 2 catches on this drive. That one goes for 18 and a score.
Nice route there. Nice little post route to the inside and got behind the defense. Easy pitch and catch for Cora, although he bobbled it. But, boy, we got ourselves a ball game now.
Wide open, middle of the field. No one there back for Hanover. And for the first time, we see Carter Brown, the senior kicker, trying to add on the extra point, and he does. Franklin cuts the lead down to 3 for Hanover. It's the HCAC Game of the Week on IndianaSRN.
Your hauling or moving project has arrived, and College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving has you covered. Honest. Uniformed. Nice. Knowledgeable. Service. College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Kai Ross connects with Dylan McKinney for 18 yards and a touchdown. Dylan McKinney this season gets his 4th touchdown. Gibson leads the team with 5. Kickoff takes a bounce and gets away from Hanover and tackled down at the 20-yard line. Great kickoff coverage made for the Franklin Grizzlies. Back to the touchdown.
You'll see him get behind a little rub route there, crossing, got caught up, wide open, almost bobbled it. What the rub route means is the receivers cross and the defender gets caught up in the other receiver, which allows, in this case, McKinney to get open for the touchdown.
Looks like McKinney and Gibson kind of working together. McKinney was the farthest receiver on that side and came back through the middle of the field. And we sure do have ourselves a ball game now. Hanover back out on offense, where they stalled and had a 3-and-out on their last possession.
Same starting position, too, as their first drive.
Right at the 20-yard line. Weimer across the middle of the field, threading the needle, and a couple of tips to himself, but Eads can't make the catch. And how about Weimer, first of all, fitting it through that window?
Into triple coverage. But somehow Eads almost came up with it, like a tip drill to himself a little bit. Very reminiscent of the New England-Atlanta Super Bowl, and Julian Edelman caught that in triple coverage just off the turf.
We don't have to bring that back up necessarily.
Sorry.
I mean, that's just...
It's a great game.
It was a great game. Weimer stays up, but there to clean up the mess for Franklin. And getting the sack is Charlie Moore from Mount Vernon High School. The Marauders picking up a regional championship last night.
Yeah, again, the pass rush of Franklin is absolutely wreaking havoc on this front line. The offensive line of Hanover, they have no answers. And Weimer's just back there. He's a sitting duck.
Weimer on back-to-back drives has taken sacks of 10 yards or more. The Panthers right now facing 3rd and 21 from the 9. Over the middle of the field, crossing, it's Roudabush. Nice open field tackle made by the Grizzlies. The defensive back there, Michael Heading. And another punt upcoming from Roudabush in their side of the field in the end zone.
I think Captain Mo has changed sidelines early in this second half. I think Keith's got an update for us. Let's send it down to Keith on the sidelines.
Hey, fellas, I'm telling you right now, the Franklin crowd is in it. They are excited, and I got to go back over to your side because it's getting a little crazy over here.
Grizzly fans did travel well as Gibson gets this punt return and nearly goes through 5 defenders. Good field position to start here for Franklin. Defense now stepping up on the side of the Grizzlies.
Yeah, and 2 possessions for Franklin in the second half offensively, both in Hanover territory. You like that if you're an offensive coordinator, and you're just a few yards away from a chance to tie this football game up. But Franklin, I think, wants that money that folds in taking the lead.
This drive will start at the 45 of the Panthers. This is Thompson. A little bit of dancing from Derek Thompson, and he comes away with 2 yards.
Getting a much better push on the runs on Franklin's side because the running backs are at least getting able to get past the line of scrimmage. On the other end, no push whatsoever for Hanover, and Franklin's meeting them and losing yardage.
Kyle Treber on the stop for Hanover. He leads the team in tackles right now with 10. Across the middle, Gibson rips it away from the defender. And I thought for a second that the Panthers were going to get the interception, but Gibson steals it away from Treber.
And then breaks a tackle after that. Like they're right there, and then the defender comes in there. Nice little stiff arm from Gibson. Got more yardage, and now it's 3rd and 1. Franklin can feel it right now on offense, and Ross has done a great job of settling into this game and getting his comfort level to a place where he's confident.
Tight end on the left side of the formation. They go right with Thompson, and he's tripped up in the backfield. And I don't think he got anything.
I don't think he did either. But you're going for it here with the momentum you've got right now. As Cora comes back in for Thompson, you know they're going for this. I would be surprised if they did anything here except hand it to Cora.
Panthers side now getting into it. As the Grizzlies have it at the 36. They bring Gibson in motion. It is a direct give up the middle to Cora. He needs the 35, and the referee comes in and marks it right at that line. It is a first down.
He was going down, and Boyd did a great job moving his feet. Coach Theobald wants a measurement.
Yeah, the head referee comes in and awards the first down.
That was close.
Cora was trying to keep his feet, too. Ross looking to pass. Moves towards his right. Has a little bit of room over there. Can't get the edge. And just 1 yard on the scramble.
Boy, oh boy, I'm surprised there was not a holding call on Kiefer Askew as Dylan McKitty cut across the field on the post. He grabbed his jersey, but boy, that was a close call. Again, I'm surprised they didn't measure it.
Looked like from that angle, looking at the replay again, Cora may have, he definitely kept his feet. And so maybe that last second plunge gets him to that 35. They go back to Cora again. More yardage this time. He's at the 30-yard line, and we got some pushing and shoving. Another flag comes in. 2 flags. Looks like somebody from Franklin came in and gave a last-second push right around where Cora went down.
Yeah, was he pushed into the pile, or let's take a look here.
It's about a 4-yard pickup for Cora. And there's
that's going to be on Hanover.
Looks like the man on Hanover is number 34. That's Batista.
Sway Batista, senior.
That's a huge penalty as it gives an automatic first down to Franklin, and they're inside the 15. The ball's marked at the 14-yard line.
Boy, have the tables turned in this game.
Hey, fellas, the reason why that penalty is 64 of Hanover pushed the defender in that pile. That's why that's an unsportsmanlike conduct.
And it was well after Cora had hit the turf and was down. Grizzlies trying to take the lead to the end zone. It's Jared Gibson. Franklin on top.
What a great throw by Kai Ross on that route. A couple of defenders got caught in the wash there. And it's a touchdown for Franklin in the kick to take a 4-point lead here early in the third quarter. My, oh my, Jarrett.
Gibson just got in, breaking the plane. And Brown is in to make it a 4-point lead. Kick is up and through the uprights. The Franklin Grizzlies lead for the first time, 14-10 in the Heartland Game of the Week on IndianaSRN.
My name is John Heitz, and I own the Red Pepper Deli in Madison, Indiana. We've been in business for 15 years now. I'm so passionate about food is because I like to cook and I like to create awesome items. The best advice that has ever been given to me was from my father, who said, you've got to work hard, and if you work hard, you will succeed. He's right. It's not always going to be fun, but don't even try to go into business if you're not going to put 100% into it. The ideal experience is for the customer to come in and be really wowed by the atmosphere, be wowed by the products that we serve, the food in our deli case, the sandwiches and salads, soups that we make. I want the client to feel satisfied and really feel that they've got their money's worth and have enjoyed everything that they've had at the restaurant. Whenever you get a chance, we'd love to see you stop by the Red Pepper Deli in Madison, Indiana. Look for.
There's the student body that showed up for Franklin College. Once down 10-0, 14 unanswered to start the second half.
2 possessions, both started in Hanover territory. Hanover can do nothing on offense. Punts have been rough. They've taken advantage. 2 passing touchdowns for Kairos. And my, oh my, have things changed.
This is a short kick as Bollinger makes the catch at the 25 and is able to get up, make a 10-yard return to the 35, back to the touchdown pass from Ross to Gibson.
You'll see here 2 receivers get caught up over there. And boom, wide open. He crossed the goal line. Askew was there at the end. But the confidence level of this Franklin offense has fed off their defense, and they have the lead.
Gibson now 4 catches for 37 yards, and that's his 6th touchdown catch on the season. Hanover trying to answer as they trail for the first time. Roudabush as it goes through his hands.
Trying to run before you catch it, can't do it. The body language doctor, Dr. Sean, body language doctor here, does not look good for Hanover right now. They need a big play to get something going with the crowd and get that back going, and they got to get fired up somehow. Body language doctor. Yeah, it's a real thing.
New running back in for Hanover, but still going nowhere for the Panthers is Austin Opal.
Well, the body language doctor says that Franklin has really got it going. They're fired up, and they're jumping up, and they are flying to the football.
There's so many terms that we are
I'm multifaceted.
Learning from.
I really am.
Mr. Sean Kroll.
I'm just real impressed with the language, Sean. Nice job down here. By the way, the Franklin crowd is really, really in this now.
All the momentum has shifted to the side of the Grizzlies. 3rd down. Nice connection as Weimer finds Hunter Eads into Grizzlies territory. Brought down at the 42.
And there's the big play you needed. Now you're in Franklin territory. You got a big pass going. Build on that against this defense of Franklin. He got good protection, which gave him time to go through his reads and found Eads on a crossing route deep down the middle in that seam.
17 yards for Hunter Eads. That's his 4th catch. Now at 42 yards. And that's where Hanover is right now, at the 42-yard line. Weimer again on the crossing pattern. It's picking up the reception, Jalen Peck. He had a fumble back in the first half. That's his 3rd catch.
Going to be just shy of the first down, 2nd and 1. But if you give Weimer protection, he can find his receivers, as he's done the last couple of plays.
Weimer appears to be getting into a groove now. 3 out of the last 4 have been completions. Now 4 of 5 going back to Peck. It's another first down for Hanover.
Starting to get a little bit of a flow here for the Panthers. Getting some good plays, stringing them together as they're getting down towards the red zone area, gaining some confidence. They need a response right here for what Franklin's done so far in the second half.
New set of downs again for Hanover. They're at the 25. Weimer looking left again. Wide open, it's Roudabush. Trying to bully his way through 2 defenders, but they push him backwards. No flag called, Hanover sideline. Making sure the referees are in check. They don't want to have this game get out of hand.
Franklin blitzed from the left side on that play, and a fantastic job of Hanover of picking up the blitz and letting Weimer get to his read on the left side of the field.
Weimer now has 150 passing yards. Roudabush comes away with his 3rd catch, and now we get a stoppage from the referees.
2nd and short. This is Play clock was running. It's at 16.
And now they get a new football in. As Rattlebush was able to get to the 17-yard line. Bollinger in the backfield. But again, Weimer looking to pass. Able to find Bollinger in the check down. Makes the first guy miss. Splits the defenders and into the end zone. Walt Bollinger from 17 yards out breaks a couple of tackles and gives Hanover the lead right back.
They ran the receivers deep and brought Bollinger out just on a little bitty swing route. Wide open, nobody was there. And then he did a fantastic job on the sideline, breaking through the defenders. Great answer by Hanover.
Trying to get it back to a 3-point lead on the PAT, and it's off the upright. No good from Simpson. So what could be a crucial extra point as this game goes on. But the Panthers do retake the lead. 16-14 now our score in the Heartland Game of the Week.
Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably can help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
Panthers back out on top 16-14 in the 91st Victory Bell game between these two squads, Hanover and Franklin. Here's the kickoff from Vanisdahl, and it's a fair catch. Another short kick, but back to first the touchdown.
You'll see Bollinger come out of the backfield on that little swing route, and nobody is there. Weimer went through his progressions right down to Bollinger, and then the rest is him. Look at that. Got him at the 10.
1, 2, 3. 3 guys that he went through to get that touchdown.
And then the missed extra point is huge.
Right.
I get PTSD from this, but but the ball is dead once it hits the goalpost, so that's why they can't return it.
Franklin begins this drive. Cora keeping his legs moving and is actually going to pick up a first down.
What a run by Cora. Was not to be denied.
That's Cora's second time that he's had a run go for 10 or more. The last time he did that was a 16-yard carry back in the first quarter.
Caleb Brewster just came out, looked like someone was hand or his arm.
And now they'll throw it to Cora out of the backfield, a swing route. Going upfield again is Garrett Cora. This time picks up 4 yards, his second catch.
Great move to stop and let Brewster run by him on his pursuit and gain positive yardage because he had that sniffed out for a loss.
Just a freshman again.
Boy, what a combo between Cora and Ross in the next coming years.
Been together since high school. Again, it's Cora. Keeps the legs moving this time. Cora gains 3. It'll bring up a third down and 3 yards to go.
If you're Coach Hensel, you've got some interesting things coming up in the next few years. Cora and Ross are freshmen. The backups, sophomores. Derek Thompson and Dane Ender, both sophomores. You got a lot of talent.
A lot of young guys playing most of your snaps offensively for Franklin.
Gibson's a junior. McKinney's a sophomore.
Ross going deep down the field, and it will draw the flag. It's going to be pass interference called against Kiefer Askew for the second time. The DB for Hanover gets flagged.
Man, oh man, that's a tough one to call. He's their best pass defender. And Franklin has been beside himself on both calls.
Ross was trying to get it to McKinney. Hanover sideline, of course, doesn't like the call.
The first one I thought was a little sketch, but this one, I mean, his head wasn't turned around making some contact.
10 penalties called against the Panthers for 100 yards.
That'll kill you. And two of them, that's the third one that's gave Franklin a first down.
And just 2 called against Franklin. Ross going deep again, underthrown. Gibson comes back for it and makes a tremendous catch.
Both Luker and Fanning had chances to pick that off, and Gibson comes down with it.
Jarrett Gibson makes it a 22-yard completion, and you'll see him midair make the adjustment. Boy, oh boy, Jarrett Gibson. 5 catches now for their star receiver.
Wow, what a catch. Did he get mossed there?
You could call it that.
Okay.
We've had a couple of those this year.
We have.
We should really submit those into Monday Night Football.
We should.
Get featured on ESPN.
Well, I mean, they'd steal us away.
Randy Moss with the call.
Listen to the whole game and they'll be like, there's our new Monday Night Crew right there.
The last minute and a half of this third quarter, Ross rolls out to his right and was trying to sneak it into Poole on the far sideline.
Nice play there at the end. Looks like it may have been Brewster back in, not sure. But a third down and long here. Are you in field goal territory, or is this 2 down range for Franklin?
Their field goal kicker and place kicker as Carter Brown. On the season, Franklin kicking field goals is 6 of 12.
Blitz.
Over the middle of the field. Great defense this time by the Panthers. Cora.
Great play by Cody Horner.
Cora was the intended target, and Horner has made a handful of great plays in the secondary.
Look at that. Just for the record, I talked to the PA announcer at half. His record for a third down hold is 12 seconds. Yeah. In case you're curious.
It won't be Carter Brown. They do bring out the field goal kicker. It's Derek Bolden. He's just a freshman from Lake Central High School. This one's going to be from 38 yards. Plenty of leg, and it's good. So that extra point missed from Hanover for the moment allows Franklin to take the lead off the field goal, 17-16 on IndianaSRN.
Every person has a story waiting to be told. Mr. Jack comes in every Monday.
Yeah, that's right.
One day I noticed his hat said he was a Korean War veteran. I asked him if he'd ever been to the Korean War Memorial.
No, I never had a chance to go.
That was the day I knew we had to do whatever it took to get him there.
Manny made it happen. I got to go to Washington, D.C. to all the memorials. The World War II Memorial, Naval Memorial, Korean War Memorial. Took all kind of pictures and everything, and it was a good trip, too.
I'm glad that I could be a part of Mr. Jack's story.
Derek Bolden knocks it in from 38 yards out for the Grizzlies, and they take the lead right back. All 17 of Franklin's points have come in this third quarter.
Oh, my goodness.
Off of Hanover. A tough return, but making a decent return out of it as he's to the 24-yard line. That was Charlie Pro again on the return.
Boy, that hand was up near the back of the neck there, but great field goal kick here.
Plenty of leg from Bolden, and he splits the uprights.
You know, I'm not sure, but this may be the closest game we've had this late in the game of the games of the week. This is pretty exciting.
It sure has. We've had a handful that were decently close at halftime, but this game, we're going to enter the fourth quarter, and it could be a 1-point lead for Franklin. Weimer looking for somewhere to go, reverses course a couple of times, and ultimately is brought down for a loss of 5.
Isaac Lawrence, a sophomore from Decatur Central, with the sack on that. That was a design draw, but no dice coming from that Franklin defense.
So now it's 2nd down and 15. With 3 receivers towards the bottom of the screen. Weimer, quick out. And again, how many times have we said it? It's Peck looking to run before he catches it.
Footsteps. I think we have an update from Keith down on the sidelines.
I don't know what Coach said to them at halftime, but you can just see it in their eyes and their demeanor that they really want this ball and they really want this bell. Back up to you guys.
It's all about the victory bell.
Yeah, seniors don't want to get shut out in victory bells.
The Panthers have had it the last 3 meetings. Weimer on 3rd and 15. Across the middle of the field and just off the fingertips. That was Jared Frank. The leading receiver this year for Hanover has been kept in check. He just has 1 reception, and here's another punt upcoming for the Panthers.
A little bit behind him and low. He was open and probably had enough for a first down, but just no connection there in terms of where the pass. That's if you're a receiver and you get your hands on it, you think you should catch it, but that's a tough catch to make.
Radebush will now punt for the 7th time. A much better punt. It pushes Gibson back to the 41. Great shoestring tackle made by Hanover. That was Jared Frank on the coverage.
6'5" senior from Kentucky Country Day on that tackle. And if he couldn't get the reception, he was going to make a play on special teams.
So it's another 3 and out for the Panthers. And they were much better as a 3rd down team in the first half. But to start this 3rd quarter, haven't been able to get into Franklin territory.
The average starting field position for Franklin in the second half has been fantastic.
Ross keeps it on the read option and will lose a yard.
Javonte Hardiman.
That may be the last play of this 3rd quarter, but what a 3rd quarter it was for the Franklin Grizzlies. They score 17, and they currently have the lead 17-16 on top of Hanover in the 91st annual Victory Bell game on IndianaSRN.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
Welcome back to Hanover College. It's the 7th and final edition of the Heartland Game of the Week on IndianaSRN and HCAC.TV with Sean Curl. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Franklin scoring all 17 of their points in that previous quarter, and now they get the football back with decent field position at their own 45.
Kairos playing really well today for them, for the Franklin Grizzlies, 10 of 20.
Here is Ross looking to pass. Over the middle of the field, underthrows it, and nearly intercepted by Askew, which would have been his 5th on the year.
Trying to get McKinney on a deep cross, or excuse me, a deep post route. And Askew may have dinged himself up on that play. He's cramping up. Well, that's hard to imagine cramping up on a cold day like this.
Askew still not getting up. He's sitting down at the 30-yard line.
Small businesses or large corporations are needed to sponsor these sporting events. Contact our team at info@IndianaSRN.org. Our sales team will be happy to share with you how affordable it is for you to air your message on these webcasts. Again, info@IndianaSRN.org.
Looks like they got that left leg extended out and trying to stretch it for Askew. Back down to the coach.
Fellas, we have seen the trainers all year long has done a nice job of keeping people healthy. And they're the key role of this whole entire athletic program. The athletic trainers probably get a lot of backdoor comments, but I tell you, really do a nice job of keeping all of our players healthy.
Yeah, also this week it was National SID Week, and shout out to all the SIDs in the Heartland Conference. They've been tremendous helping us get information for these broadcasts, especially today. Ashley Birchmeyer here at Hanover is fantastic as the lone female of the bunch, but they from week 1 at Manchester to today, they've been fantastic for us.
Sean, you make a good point, because last week we did volleyball, and the two SIDs that helped us with that, Earlham and Transylvania, both of those SIDs, top notch, and Jay Jones and the whole entire crew, Jay Jones and his whole entire staff as well, did a nice job. It's just a whole entire good team here at the Heartland.
Yeah, every campus that we have experienced has been good to us. Here's a 3rd down, and it's a conversion. McKinney with another catch. 16 yards from Kai Ross to Dylan McKinney. That's his 3rd reception this afternoon. It now gives him 45 yards receiving.
You know, just a slant route dart in the middle of the field, towards the middle of the field, and had the defender beat. And Franklin is just a different team offensively this half, Jarrett.
McKinney is now at the top of your screen. Ross keeps it. Tackled out of bounds. 2-yard pickup for Kai Ross.
Devontae Hardiman on the play. Got the quarterback in, got one of the coaches in Franklin over there on the sideline. Or maybe the Sticks crew. Hanover defense needs a big play here, because Franklin is playing with worlds of confidence on offense in this half.
Hanover with it at the 37. They'll hand off to Cora. Hanover trying to strip it away as Cora muscles his way up to the 35-yard line.
Kyle Traber stood him up, and Jamie Deckard came in to clean it up, but got a little bit. 3rd and long here again for the Grizzlies.
Two for 9 on 3rd downs are the Grizzlies. They face another one here at the 35-yard line. 3rd down and 6. Ross feeling the pressure, gets it out to Cora. Lays down a stiff arm.
Nice stiff arm.
But it won't get much more yardage. Appears it's just a 2-yard gain, and Cora takes a tumble right into the Hanover sideline.
Yeah, you got to imagine Franklin's going to go for it here, deep in their territory. Don't know that their kicker has the leg to get it there from here. So big play for both sides here, right now. In the 4th quarter, this is what 4th quarters are made of, Jarrett. Who's going to make the big play?
Two receivers will be out on both sides. Just 4 down linemen for Hanover. That's all they bring. Ross, middle of the field, wide open. It's McKinney inside the 5 and tripped up at the 1-yard line.
He got that post shot again, wide open behind the defense. I don't know how they're losing him, but Kai Ross is getting him the football in great position and quickly up to the line.
Now the Grizzlies will go hurry up. Direct give to Cora, but first we get a flag.
The whistle blew before the play.
And that's unfortunate for the Grizzlies. You go hurry up and you get called for a false start as you get the ball down at the 1.
But again, look how wide open he is on this pass.
That middle of the field has been where it's been. Ross hooking up with guys like McKinney and Gibson. No one back in that middle part of the field for Hanover.
And that's where your safeties are supposed to have coverage on defense for Hanover. They haven't gotten it done today, and it's spelling trouble for Hanover.
So the Grizzlies got the ball at the 2. The false start pushes them back to the 7, and Cora, I don't think he got anything. Maybe half a yard.
Best case scenario here for Hanover is to hold them to a field goal, so it's still a one-score game. Franklin wants no part of that. They want to put it in the end zone and make Hanover have to go for 2 if they get a touchdown.
3 receivers, near side, tight end on the left side. Ross will keep it, trying to get the edge. Takes a big hit and moves forward to the 5-yard line.
Lost his balance, or he may have been able to get more yardage on that play, but did the smart thing and just kind of went out of bounds. He did take a lick, but turned his back to it. 5 yards here. What are they going to dial up on this call?
Ross has Cora to his right, and he'll roll out that way. Looking for Gibson, who makes the catch. Touchdown, Jared Gibson, his second of the ball game. There is a flag.
How did he get that under Fanning?
I mean, what a dot from Kai Ross, but is this against the Franklin offense? That appears to be the case.
I have no idea how that ball got through. Oh, pass interference on Ryan Poole.
I tell you what, I'm sure it was, because Gibson was in the right slot and he runs a flat route right down the goal line. So you got to think those two probably tried to mesh together. Here's a look at it. Gibson's in this slot on the right side. It looks like we're not going to be able to see it, but the flag came in kind of late, too.
They're now back at the 20-yard line.
So from the 2, back to the 20. Ross. It's batted. Cora still has it. Brings it back towards the middle of the field. And Cora will come away with 9 yards on 3rd and goal from the 20. Here comes the field goal unit for Franklin.
We talked about how penalties have helped out Franklin on offense. They've gotten 3 first downs via penalties on Hanover. There it cost them 4 points because they had a score. Now it's going to cost them because they only have a chance for 3 if he makes it.
2 penalties on the Franklin offense, and they came after they got it to the 2-yard line after that big pass to McKinney. This field goal will be 28 yards, and it's good. Derek Bolden again knocks it through. The lead is now 20-16 for Franklin, and with 10:21 left to go in this one, the Grizzlies.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Back at Hanover College, 20-16 is our score. Derek Baldwin 2 for 2 on his field goal tries, that time good from 28 yards. Return from the 10. A hole up the middle. Now bringing it near side for Hanover. This is Austin Opal, and he runs out of bounds over into Franklin territory at the 49-yard line.
Boy, did Franklin need that. Huge kickoff return, putting them in Franklin territory is exactly what the doctor ordered after that touchdown.
There's another look at that.
Field goal.
Field goal. That balled in. He's been dead-eye. But a great return from Opal. Sets up the Panthers now at the 49. Turning around, Bollinger. Nowhere to go. Swarm tackle and a loss of 2.
Hanover's thrown it most of the second half, and you can see why, as one of their offensive linemen is down right now.
And same as what happened to the last Hanover player that got injured. Looks like he's getting stretched out. We'll take a break. 9:56 left to go in this fourth quarter.
Hi, I'm Lori Heights, and I'm the owner of the Red Pepperoni Pizzeria in Madison, Indiana. When you see the Red Pepperoni, you see this great building, an old gas station that we renovated. We want to let you know that all of our ingredients are fresh, hand-cut every day. Our dough is made fresh every day. It's hand-tossed to perfection, and you can create your own pizza, or you can choose from one of our 20 specialty pizzas. I think our clients love the fact that we're a family-owned business. The best advice that's ever been given to me, if you work hard and you're in your business every day working, it will pay off. I want our customers to feel satisfied after they leave here and happy that they had a great dining experience, they had great service, and that they enjoyed a great meal with their family and their friends. We can't wait to see you at the Red Pepperoni in Madison, Indiana.
Back into the middle of the action, incomplete pass here from Weimer as he overshoots Jared Frank. The injured player, Sean, was a backup offensive lineman for Hanover.
Yeah, Jacob Muchler, number 71, sophomore. There was some miscommunication. I think Weimer was expecting Frank to run that route a little deeper, but now you've got 3rd and 12 at midfield. You need to move the chains here and keep this going. Get some of that momentum back from Franklin.
2 receivers each side. 3rd down and 12 for Hanover. Weimer with the 5-step drop. Now feels the pressure. Throws a duck, and it's off the helmet of Franklin. Peck tried to make the adjustment, but the defender didn't even know where the football was, but still was able to make the stop.
That's tough for Weimer because he's rolling out to his left and throwing back against his body. Wasn't able to get enough on it because, you know, Peck was open, but the defender coming to cover him just hit right off of his shoulder pads. And
Ojeda from behind trying to track down Weimer.
Now you got to try and pin them down deep in their own territory and get a stop and get the ball back with some decent time left.
Raudebusch nearly has that one blocked. End over end punt. Gibson is back there with the fair catch at the 15.
They've come close to a few punts today, has Franklin. If you're Franklin right now, you want to take time off the clock. You want to run as much as you possibly can. It is your friend. If you're Hanover, you have got to get a stop and get the football back.
Each team still with all 3 of their timeouts. Just like in the first half, we didn't get a timeout until late in the second quarter. But here's 9:16 for the Grizzlies. They want to try to saw off as much as they can. They'll start with a run to Cora, and he's gain tackled after just a 1-yard gain.
He's been such a tough runner today. So many yards after contact. He's been fabulous. Again, only 5'10", 175 for that young man.
And right now, Cora has had 20 carries for 66 yards. Hanover limiting him to just 3 yards a gain. Ross throws it into coverage, and oh boy, nearly a disaster. As coming from the weak side for Hanover was Jamon Fanning.
Yeah, Jay Fanning read that, came off his assignment, almost picked it off. So now you get another big third down here.
Third down and 9.
This is where Franklin's made big plays in the second half. Keep drives going.
Mostly with passes over the middle of the field. This time going down the sideline, it's McKinney, and he hauls it in. Oh, it's broken up. McKinney nearly made an amazing catch, but a last-ditch effort to knock it away by that DB. That may have been Horner again, and it was.
Wow, I thought he caught it. He had a step on him, too. Now you got a chance to get a punt return, get the football back into Franklin territory to start your offensive set for Franklin. You need a boomer here. Still plenty of time left on this clock.
This is punt number 5 from Dylan Boswell. And that one's nearly blocked by Hanover. Line drive takes a couple of bounces and trickles out of bounds at the 42. So good field position for Hanover. They force a 3 and out and bring the offense back out.
Hanover did a great job early in the third quarter and beginning of the fourth, passing the football, giving him some protection to get the ball down the field, but that kind of went away in the last drive. Can they pick it back up here and sneak it down into Franklin territory and get a score?
Here's Weimer. Quick hitter over the middle, and it's tipped by Franklin, trying to connect with Hunter Eads on the slant.
Behind him, tough catch when you're running away from it to reach behind you and try and snag it.
Now 34 pass attempts from Matt Weimer. He's 21 of 35 now after that one. Fakes the give, Weimer this time able to connect with Eads, and he picks up a first down. Looks like Franklin thought Eads may have coughed it up, but he still hung on to it and got it into Franklin territory.
Hurry up offense here for Hanover. Short passing games work well for them today. As we hear the Panther growl.
A couple of sound effects throughout the game here in Alumni Stadium. Again, it's Eads. He switches sides of the field, and he's pushed out of bounds. Raudebush is slow to get up, and he'll head to the sideline as Eads picks up back-to-back receptions.
2nd and 5. Again, going to the hurry up as he's looking at the wristband. Play call comes in.
From the 40-yard line. Peck goes back in motion. Weimer keeps it in between the hashes, put up a nice little pass fake, and that got the defender in the air, and Weimer picks up a new set of downs.
Boy, the pump fake did him well there. I think he did want to throw it, but once the rush came in from that side, he just went with the pump fake and shot upfield and got a first down.
First down play upcoming for the Panthers at the 34. Weimer finds Frank. Tackled at the 31-yard line.
Bo Hess on the tackle there. And these short routes have really helped Hanover move the chains, running a couple receivers deep, clearing those DBs out, and then throwing short stuff in the middle of the field.
Panthers wasting no time running this next play. Weimer nowhere to go with it, and Raudebusch wasn't looking for the ball. And that brings in a late flag.
There's some confusion.
Not sure if it's a busted play
I don't
or
know.
what.
How can they call intentional grounding on that, or were they calling holding?
Maybe linemen down the field. Because it looks like half the offense thought it was a run. It's a pass interference call, actually, against Hanover.
Yeah, I guess because he threw it to him and he was engaged in blocking, they're going to call it pass interference. That's a huge call. That sets him back.
It sure does. It pushes the football back to the 46. So it's...
We need to get to the 24.
Second down and 22. Weimer trying to get that yardage back. Out to Bollinger on the check down. Great open field tackle made by Franklin. Jason Pigg. He was tremendous last week in the losing effort. And right here, limiting Bollinger to minimal gain.
Big play here. You've got to think if you get 7, 8, 9 yards on this, you might go for it. If you're Hanover, let's see what they dial up here on the play call.
Bollinger and Cohen, the backs, have combined for 8 receptions. Who does Weimer go to here on 3rd and 18? Holding onto the football for maybe too long, and it's too little too late. Weimer trying to get rid of it, no one home, and now it's 4th down.
Jairo Ojeda. Again, and Weimer took a shot, and he is not doing well.
Weimer yet to get up off the field. Probably took a lot of weight from the defensive lineman who brought him down. So now 4th down and 16. Maybe this is a position where if you do punt it, you're hoping Raudebusch can pin one inside the 10, and that's what they're going to try to do.
If you're Raudebusch here, what you want to do is you're looking more for hang time than you are for distance. You want to get it way up in the air and allow your team to get down there so that when it bounces, they got a chance to stop it before it goes in the end zone.
Gibson will stand at the 10. Raudebusch. Punt goes out of bounds inside the 20 and at the 16. So a decent and effective punt from Raudebusch for the 9th time he has booted one away. And now it's a matter for the Hanover squad trying to get a stop defensively and give your offense another chance.
Yeah, the clock is working against you if you're Hanover, so you have got to do something here defensively to get the football back, as Colton Richards is warming up on the sideline now for Hanover after Weimer took that shot.
A couple of quarterbacks throwing it around for the Panthers. As the Grizzlies, again, the mission, take down as much clock as you can, but picking up yardage while you do so, and Cora goes backwards for about 3.
Number 55, Jalene Santos.
Jalene Santos there on the stop, which loses about 3 yards on that play. 2nd and 13.
Franklin will let this clock wind down as much as they can. And we'll see where Ross decides to snap it. He does with 8 on the play clock. A give to Cora, and again, nowhere to go. Santos again in that pile to make a stop.
You've got to imagine Hanover believes that Franklin wants to continue to run the football, to run time off the clock, but now you're stuck in a 3rd and 13. So now what do you do if you're the Hanover defense? I think you definitely need to be careful because McKinney and Gibson have both gotten open here in the second half.
3rd and 12. Ross will look to pass. Goes to the one receiver side. It's McKinney, and this time McKinney makes a catch and he breaks free across the 30. Horner to beat into the end zone. Dylan McKinney, 87-yard touchdown, and Franklin goes up by 10.
What a play. They've tried that numerous times, and the coverage, McKinney has gotten behind it every time. He went up and got it, kept his feet in bounds, and went the distance. And
Dylan McKinney, that's the exact same play they ran on the previous drive. They went to the one receiver side going after Horner. Horner got him the first time, but McKinney comes right back.
They're going for 2 here.
And you're up by 10. It's going to be a 2-possession game.
I think
no matter what.
You're going for 2, so they have to score 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, but if you kick the extra point, you're up by 11.
Right, which is a touchdown, 2-point conversion, and a field goal.
Right. So if you consider that Hanover would have to go for 2.
Right.
So they do keep the offense out there. But the delay of game puts the ball at the 8. And now they take the offense off and they will kick it. And the play clock is running down. Right now it's at 10. So they got to hurry and get set. Carter Brown. And now Coach Hensel opts to take a timeout. So some confusion on what the Grizzlies want to do post-touchdown. But, I mean, my goodness, what a throw right on the money from Kai Ross. We'll take another look at it.
Again, just the go route. He puts it up there. There was some hand fighting there, but McKinney just went up and got it and then outruns the defender for the touchdown. That might be a player of the game play right there for Dylan McKinney.
Looking at McKinney's numbers, 5 receptions, 163 yards, and now 2 touchdowns.
That's pretty good.
Him and Gibson with 5 apiece, but that big 87-yarder gives them 163 total receiving yards.
Kai Ross, 15 of 28 for 264 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's in consideration as well.
This extra point will be at the 15-yard line for Brown, trying to make it an 11-point ball game. And it's good. 27-16 our score, Hanover, with 4:10 left to go in the fourth quarter.
(27-16) here. Franklin in the lead. What can Hanover do now with 4:10 left to go? They've got to score first, Jared, before they can consider doing anything else.
It's going to have to be a quick score, too.
Yeah. What a second half for the Franklin offense. Shut out in the first half. Outscored them 27-6 in the second half.
All 27 points, like you said, coming in this second half, and they scored 17 in the third quarter. 10 now in this fourth quarter. I want to remind you this broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, videos, and audio without the express written permission of the HCAC is prohibited. Here's the return from Hanover, a decent one to the 43-yard line. Actually, they'll mark him down at the 42. So, for the Hanover offense, it's going to have to be a touchdown and a quick one. And depending on how quick you score would determine whether you see an onside kick, but most likely you would see the onside kick after a Hanover touchdown. New quarterback out there for the Panthers. They'll begin with the gift to Bollinger in just 1 yard. So a very interesting situation late in the ball game, and you bring in the new quarterback, Colton Richards.
Sophomore from Kissimmee, Florida, and I don't know why you're running it when you're down 2 scores.
And along with that, now we get a whistle. I don't think the clock started on the run. Because it didn't start at all. The return knocked off 4 seconds and brought it to 4:06. And the clock never started. And the referee's now stepping in. They will give a new time to put up there. 3:53 is what they go with.
The clock is not running.
And that announcement there from the referees is the clock is going to have to be kept on the field. So craziness to try to wrap up these final 4 minutes.
It is.
The scoreboard is working, but apparently the clock doesn't want to work when the clock operator wants to start it. The clock is running, though, right now, as Richards looking to pass. He'll tuck it and run. Great open field tackle and putting him down in the dirt from Franklin. Aaron Black, the linebacker from Greensburg.
He should have pump faked there and then tried to get it to his receiver. Didn't get enough yards, and now you're 3rd and about 7.
Have to go quickly if you're Hanover. Over the middle, wide open. Rattlebush with the reception. Inside the 40 to the 37.
And again, you got to hurry up because time is not on your side. You got to get that touchdown. You want to get the touchdown first.
Swinging out to Bollinger, who has to rush to the sideline. He gets out of bounds, but Hanover is only going to pick up 1 yard.
It's a shame that Weimer in his last game as a collegian doesn't get to finish it.
And unfortunately, we're not sure. It's around 3 minutes on the game clock. 2nd and 9. Richards, pass batted down at the line of scrimmage.
Ojeda.
A game wrecker, you can call Ojeda. Plenty of sacks and tackles for loss on the season, and he adds a batted down pass to his resume this afternoon.
Where are you?
2 receivers, both sides for Hanover. Low snap. Richards picks it up. Feels the pressure deep down the field. He's got his man. That's Frank. Tackled at the 11. A huge pickup on 3rd down and 10.
Great job by Richards staying patient in the pocket amongst all that pressure and getting it downfield. They got to get it in quick here as the clock is running down.
It's at 2:45 and counting. Richards takes the snap. It's a give to Cohen, who has to reverse course and is going to run out of bounds smartly by Cohen, although he does lose about 4 yards. And now Hanover is back at the 16.
Richards expressing some frustration with the way that play kind of turned out with the coaching staff.
Clock stops at 2:26. 3 receivers towards the top. Richards rolls to the right. He's going to tuck it and run and gets out of bounds. A nice pickup from Richards. And the clock stops now at 2:18.
At least you're getting out of bounds, but you've got to get it in the end zone soon as it's third down. And it looks like they can get a first down without getting a touchdown, but you'd much rather get in the end zone here.
Score as quick as you can if you're Hanover. They're at the 9-yard line. Richards again has to roll out. Pass is a ground ball that skips into Frank.
So do you kick the field goal here in hopes to get the onside kick and then get the touchdown? Or do you go for the touchdown here on fourth down?
Penalty marker down.
Oh, penalty.
We also got a penalty. That last play was third and 8.
Looks like it's on Hanover because they're looking at the Franklin sideline.
An eligible receiver downfield for Hanover. They do decline the penalty, and now, like you said, it is decision time for the Panthers. And also an injured player down you could see in the end zone for Franklin. And that gives kind of a free timeout for Hanover to talk about what they want to do.
Let's say 1:45, I think, on the game clock.
Again, the game clock not working on the scoreboard here in the stadium.
I think he just said it was working.
And yeah, they started to run it to make sure it works, and now they reset it to 145.
It looks like they're going for it. They're missing somebody.
They might be missing the kicker. In fact, they are. It's Simpson who's running out onto the field. And that sees a timeout called by Coach Hensel on the Franklin sideline. So Hanover will opt to kick it. You make this field goal, you're down 8, and we'll see the onside kick upcoming. First, you got to make the field goal. Then you got to try to recover the onside kick. Then you got to try to score a touchdown and get the 2-point conversion to tie. It's a lot to try and do in a minute 45 for the Panthers.
Odds are stacked against you. But I'll tell you what, Franklin coming in at 5-4 overall in the season and 3-3. What a way to get that momentum into the postseason and take it into next year with an upset victory of Hanover on their own field.
Grizzlies coming off the loss last week at home to Rolls-Holman, 38-14. The Panthers dropped one last week as well to Mount St. Joseph. That score 23-6. The Panthers offense really struggling.
There's all kinds of confusion going on right now.
We get more whistles. There's players running on and off. But here is Simpson. He put one through from 33 to end the first half. This one from 26. It's a low kick, and it's no good. Wide right. The Franklin defense holds, and that should do it.
That will pretty much do it. You had to have that field goal, and, man, it looked like he chunked it, if I may use a golf term. Maybe his foot hit before the ball, but that got no flight on it and went to the right. Kind of want to like our producer's Jerry's drives off the tee.
I haven't seen Jerry's golf game yet.
I haven't either, but I just thought I'd throw that out there. I know Keith doesn't golf, so. Oh, he does. Stay tuned, hey, for player of the game after the game is over.
Ross will start things off, a handoff to Cora. Hanover does have all 3 timeouts, and they'll start to use them right here.
Timeout, Hanover, first of the half.
That stops the clock at 1:34. But if you're Hanover, you have to get 2 more stops, call those 2 timeouts.
And you still got 2 scores to go yet.
You could very well see Franklin punting it with around 1 124, 120 to 125, somewhere in that range, depending on how long these plays last. But if they're quick runs just up the middle.
We've got an interesting vote going on up here about player of the game. We may need to have a tie-breaking vote.
We sure do. I think we gotta check in on Keith. We gotta check on and see what he thinks, because it's down to two.
Not on air though. He's got to tell us in our headset.
That's right.
Who
We gotta
he thinks
keep
it
it.
may be. See if he has the tie-breaking vote. He's such a funny guy, you know. We would like to get a tie-breaking vote from Keith, if he can send that to Jerry to let us know.
Here's Cora again, staying in bounds. 3 yards.
Time up. Just into the head. Tackle number 2 in the booster.
Another timeout called by Hanover. That stops the clock at 1:27. It's going to be a close one. It's 3rd down and 2. A first down on this next play from Franklin will surely put the wraps on this one.
Yes, it will.
You can see the Franklin offense as Ross is right now getting snaps under center, something we haven't seen yet in this ball game.
Yeah. But, you know, they have had some issues with that exchange in the shotgun today. They've had 3 or 4 that have had issues, so stay under center and make sure you can secure the football.
So here it is, 3rd down and 2. Up the middle to Cora. Trucks over a defender, gets the first down for Franklin. Garrett Cora puts the team on his back and strengthens his way to 3 yards and a first down, and ultimately a Grizzlies victory.
Again, 5'10", 175, and the best formation you can have as an offense is the victory formation, and that is what Franklin is going into right now, as Askey's having problems with cramps again. And boy, what a heartbreaking loss for Hanover on their home field for the victory bell. Both teams will end up being 4-3 in conference play, but Franklin has bragging rights for 365.
The last 3 meetings have gone in favor of Hanover. Last year, convincingly, the Panthers held on to the victory bell 56-21 at Franklin. And then to return the favor this year, the Grizzlies go on the road. They make the trip down south. And they're going to come out victorious, holding Hanover to just 16 points offensively, a team that averages around 30 a game. The Grizzlies into victory formation. And it'll take just 1 kneel down as the game clock is underneath the play clock.
I'm interested to see how they're going to get the bell, because it is behind the Hanover bench, and you know once that clock hits 0, there are going to be some seniors that are going to make a beeline for that bell.
A couple of handshakes start to occur, and the rest of the teams meeting at the 50-yard line. For the first time since 2017, the Franklin Grizzlies take back the victory bell in the 91st game. The Franklin student section storms the field as the teams now meet at the 50-yard line. Final score 27-16. The Grizzlies take back the victory bell.
What a performance by the Franklin squads on both sides of the ball, stopping this vaunted Hanover offense in the second half, and 27 points in the second half by the offense. Kairos was fabulous. Dylan McKinney was fabulous. Garrett Cora was tremendous. Just a great job by Coach Hensel and his staff to come into enemy territory and take the bell back.
Kai Ross finishes the game 15 of 28, 3 touchdown passes, and 264 yards. And some of the Grizzlies players coming over to the Hanover sideline, and they're ringing the bell.
There it is.
They pick it up, and they're going to take it back to their rightful sideline.
They are excited about that bell.
Uh-oh.
Oh, they dropped it. Don't break it, fellas.
91 games. It's been through a lot, I'm sure. Coach Hensel is there, and they'll carry the bell over to the opposite end of the field.
As we're going to get an interview here the coach has with Coach Keith Myers with Coach Hensel after this huge victory for the Franklin Grizzlies, and boy, they're loving that bell.
Congratulations, Coach. Well-deserved game. I tell you, tough first half. Second half, you guys came out, just did a great job.
Yeah, proud of our guys. They kept fighting. We were down at halftime, and they kept battling. We kept our composure, and couldn't be more proud. But hats off to Hanover. They got a great team, and just a hard fought. This is a great college football game on both ends.
Winter day and a nice victory. Going to go down and get your player of the game. Got some chocolate chip cookies for it.
Yeah, that's great. I know they'll definitely appreciate that. That's awesome. You guys did a great job on the broadcast. Couldn't be more thankful.
Thank you. Let's walk down. One more time, Jerry. Gotcha.
Right. We'll announce the player of the game. We'll see if Coach can get it here, but if not,
it's pretty easy to lose Coach in that swarm.
It is.
What's his number, please?
What a scene that is for the Franklin Grizzlies. On the road, they take back the victory bell. They lift it high.
They keep working further away from Coach.
Still waiting to announce our player of the game for the final time this season.
Should we go ahead and announce who it is?
I think we should, Sean. Player of the game.
It was tough, but we went with Dylan McKinney, number 3.
Dylan McKinney finishes the game 5 receptions, 163 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Had that long 87-yard touchdown catch to put Franklin up by 10.
That was the play of the game, really. As they are singing the fight song down there in the end zone as Coach is getting him to kneel down, Coach Hensel. But Dylan McKinney, in a close vote, Kai Ross had a great game too. Garrett Cora was fabulous for that team, but ends up going with Dylan McKinney as the last SRN player of the game this year.
And how about this for Coach Hensel? Kind of a struggling year last year. They come into this one just a game above 500 at 5-4 and 3-3 in conference play. You get this win, you finish 4-3 in conference play, tied up with Hanover, and more importantly, you take back the victory bell after you lost it last year. This is Coach Hensel's second year, and after losing the game last year by 35 points, you go on the road and you get a 27-16 victory.
And 27 points in the second half. I mean, it was 10-0 at half, Hanover, and they really had things going in their favor because they got the second half kickoff, and from that point on, boy, it was all Franklin. As you see one of the seniors talking to the team here.
Grizzlies break down on.
Looks like it's Noah Ryan.
Dylan, where are you? Player of the game, right there.
No. Oh, is that number
okay,
3?
it's all yours, fellas. You can take off your helmet. Grandma and Grandpa wants to see you. Look at this.
That's right.
How about that? Congratulations, job well done. How about this team? How about this comeback?
Man, this is a great comeback. We played a really great game. We stuck to it. We were down in the first half, but we wanted to get the job done, so we came out in the second half and did that.
When you caught the ball, did you know you're going in?
I don't know. My mind was kind of blank. I caught the ball, and I just knew I'd make it in there, yeah.
Congratulations, job well done. Hey, fellas, I'm not going to get stuck with Gatorade. It's right back up to you guys.
Yeah, meanwhile, we got Dylan, and they gave a nice Gatorade shower to Coach Hensel.
Well, that's well-deserved, and I'm sure he doesn't mind being nice and wet and cold after that victory. Beating your opponent is one thing, but coming into their house and doing it, Jarrett, wow. That's impressive.
3 straight meetings they lost, and for the seniors of Franklin, you can compare the seniors of Franklin to the seniors of Hanover. The seniors of Hanover had it for 3 straight years trying to make the 4-0 sweep, and for these Franklin seniors, it is just as sweet. You come in on senior day, and you take back the bell. Back down to the field with the coach.
Hey, fellas, I just want to say the 7 weeks that we've done this has been a blast. This was a fun experiment. I think we've done a great job. I think the conference of a whole really has done a nice job of just nursing us and all those things. Great job by our camera crew all year long, our producers, the guys behind the scenes. I mean, this thing starts on Monday and ends Saturday night. Nice job. Well done. You two have done a great job calling all the games this year. We really appreciate it. And, man, I can't wait till next year. I can't wait till basketball season. If this is something, I can't wait till we do basketball. It's going to be a lot of fun doing the HCAC Game of the Week.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And what a way to end the football year that we had. 7 weeks of doing the Heartland Game of the Week on IndianaSRN. It ends in Rivalry Week. All 4 games in the HCAC featured rivalry games, and this one probably the biggest, with the Grizzlies still celebrating out on the field after being victorious and taking back the victory bell in the 91st game that these two teams have played for that bell.
Are you kidding me? You think this celebration is great? Wait till they get back on campus tonight.
Wait till they get on the bus and then back to campus.
Yeah, that's going to be the shortest ride home that they've ever had from Hanover. It's going to be like, wait, we're home already? It's going to be a long, fun ride for them.
It's about a 90-minute drive for the Grizzlies, and we'll wrap things up here for the final time in our 7th and final edition of the Heartland Game of the Week. The Grizzlies win it 27-16. For our cameraman upstairs, Nick Lewis, a great job all season. Our producer, Jerry Collins, the Wizard, doing it all and getting everything going smoothly. And the man on the sidelines, the coach, Keith Myers, with fantastic interviews. And my broadcast partner, Sean Cole. It was fun, my friend.
It has been an absolute pleasure, Jarrett, and a blast. This has been some of the most fun times I've had in IndianaSRN these last 7 weeks.
And now it's basketball time, I reckon.
I reckon. That's definitely an Eastern Hancock saying right there.
Oh, I guess. I almost said it again. All right, let's get out of here. Franklin wins it 27-16 for the final time. Thanks for tuning in. So long, everybody. This was the Heartland Game of the Week on IndianaSRN and HCAC.TV.